you ever have one of those days where, like, you wake up and you're, like, a little bit caught up, and then instead of just, like, playing Pokemon Pocopia, you just keep doing stuff until you're even more caught up, and then you've got, like, 3 days worth of chores done?
No, it's been a while.
Okay, well, I did that today.
I wish I had that problem.
Which means that I am ready. I'm ready and raring to go for the RageSelect podcast right here on RageSelect. I'm Jeff.
And I'm like, I'm way behind on my chores. I'm
Okay.
at like if it was an Animal Crossing game, there'd be so many weeds everywhere. I wouldn't have residents being like, "Where's all this shit coming from?" And like, I don't have time for you bullshit.
I was playing Pocopia last week, and I borrowed it from Amanda's Switch 2, and I gave it back to her. And then I was like looking at my Switch 2, and I had purchased the upgrade for Animal Crossing for the Switch 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then I like launched it, and I found myself, I was starting to go through the opening, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Wait, what am I doing? I have other games that need playing. I don't need to start in an Animal Crossing. That game came out like 3, 4, 5, COVID.
It was COVID.
It was like, COVID.
That was like 6 years ago.
Like, I don't need to be playing this 6-year-old Nintendo game. Just fuck, man.
You caught that bug.
Yeah, even though I know that after playing Animal Crossing for 2 days, I'm going to get bored of it because I'm going to be like, I hate having to wait. I almost quit I almost started moving the clock forward in Pocopia because there's a bunch of stuff that's like, it'll be ready tomorrow. And I was like, no.
That's why I stopped playing a lot of those games, because I'm like, I'm gonna forget. I'm not gonna get around to it. And then you get back, and it's one of those games where the thing rotted.
Yeah.
And so you're like, well, fuck. Now I gotta do the whole process again.
I was trying to speed run it before Amanda got back from her trip, and it was like on Sunday night. All I needed was like wheat. And all the wheat was just growing, and none of it was grown. And I was like, God damn it. And then the next day, Monday, I woke up and I was like, okay, there's the wheat. And within 20 minutes, I just beaten the game. And I was like, okay, there you go.
Yeah, I was worried about when the Metal Gear Solid Delta came out that I would not have time to stay on top of it. And I would come back and just have rotted snakes and stuff in my inventory all the time.
Yeah.
So luckily, since that game is short, I plowed through it. But if this was at any other point it came out, that would have happened, and the end would have been dead by the time I got to his ass, that sort of thing.
All right. Well, speaking of snakes and snake-like entities, guess what I watched last week?
I had something, but I forgot. No, what was it?
There wasn't anything else, so I watched Zootopia 2.
Oh, okay. That's I would have guessed fucking something
Anaconda.
The Paul Rudd Anaconda, because that came out.
Oh, that's been out for a while.
Yeah, but sometimes you watch something way after the fact. That's the newest snake thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Zootopia.
Zootopia 2 had like. It's got like, I mean, everybody knows I do this. I look for movies that have like a similar audience and critic score, because if they're skewed in either direction, they usually is bad news.
It'll vary, yeah.
And I want it to be like over 85 usually. I want something over 85 that's got it. And like Zootopia's got like a 95 critic and a 93 audience.
It was surprising how high those are.
And then I watched it and I was like, boy, y'all motherfuckers are basic as shit.
They really are.
Unless it's just the part of the internet that is obsessed with the fucking rabbit and the fox porno. Like, it wasn't especially deep or moving or anything. It was just like, well, that's more Zootopia for you, partner. Like, like, okay. I mean,
because Zootopia's always been like, hey, kind of a racism story, but instead it's about animals.
Sure.
Like, where the predators are essentially the people of color in this sort of idea.
I guess in this one it was like it was kind of about colonialism. It was kind of about like that there were some other animals that used to be around and they're not around anymore, and why aren't they around? And it's because of some bullshit that happened.
Well, that was the weirdest thing about it, was the fact that, because the first one was very much felt like a sort of like racial tension thing.
Yeah.
And then the third one was more like a third type of racism, and you're like, what?
Well, the first one, the thing is that I don't know if I just got spoiled with the first one because I watched the first one and I was like, okay, listen,
the first one's solid.
This is fine and everything, but I'm an adult. I'm watching Beastars where they're fucking, okay? Like, I'm watching Beastars where like the herbivores are selling their arms to the carnivores because they're poor and shit.
Yeah,
like,
it also helps that I think Beastars happened after Zootopia, the first one. The first one. So with Zootopia 2, it lost all of its like oomph because Beastars happened immediately after that.
I mean, I've never rewatched Zootopia 1. And
it's still solid enough for me to film.
Sure, it's fine. It just didn't make any real big impression to me in the first place. It was like, it's fine. Yeah. It's fine. It's like Mitchell's versus the Machines. I'm not going to watch that again.
I know, I love that movie. I've watched that one multiple times, but that's because I just like the family so much that I just watch that one again and again for that reason. So yeah, and we know people like Katie in real life, so yeah.
So yeah, it was fine. I mean, it's on Disney Plus. Like, if you got Disney Plus, it's fine. I expect when something has like that high of a score. Like, I would probably say it's like an 85, which I consider to be like a better than average movie. Yeah. But when something's like a 95, I'm like, I'm ready for fucking, let's, fucking blast my nips off,
you're waiting
man.
for like Oscar fucking related shit.
Right.
That's why when it lost the Oscar, I was like, I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah.
It left no impression. I don't know anyone I know who watched it was like, it was Zootopia. Yeah. And that was it.
I mean,
with K-pop Demon Hunters was like, everyone I knew was singing those songs, talking about those characters.
Dude, Drunk Jeff listens to the songs. Things. They're great songs.
Yeah.
Like,
so when it won the Oscar, I was like, yeah, fantastic. I'm not surprised by this at all.
Legitimately made me laugh a whole bunch of times.
And that movie does have like a lot of really great twists in it.
Yeah.
As it progresses.
I mean, well, come on. That movie is actually, I think that movie is about as clockwork as it comes with like,
it's just,
I'm hiding my secret. Oh, here's another guy. He's bad. Do you think he'll become good by the end? Like,
well, it's more just like the fact that he tells you his backstory and then it turns out, you know, I thought that was a generally nice twist.
It's all right
for that character.
I like the fact that the evil demon lord was the monster house. He was just basically the monster house. Just a big mouth with googly eyes on it. Anyway, Zootopia 2.
So it's a girl house, is what you're saying. That's the whole thing.
It was fine. I also watched, I guess today I watched the first 2 episodes of Invincible because I was all caught up.
I haven't, I need to get back into that because I haven't had a chance to watch it. Because I know they've added some stuff to it recently.
Yeah.
Because I know apparently there was like a backstory thing that I
was an Adam Eve movie or something.
Like, well, no, but I mean like they added a backstory piece to it that the comic did doesn't really explain.
Yeah. I know
when
what you're
it
talking
comes
about.
to certain things. Because I remember people were talking about it, like, how come this happened? I'm like, well, because it wasn't part of the comic originally. I think they added that. And I know the season's also supposed to have an episode that's not part of the comic in any shape, way, or form. Like it's an actual original episode later down the line.
I think that I think that it's a little bit like Fallout, where you first start watching Invincible and the big twist that happens in season 1. It's like, okay, that's huge. As it goes on, there are attempts to keep upping the stakes, but the stakes get really high really fast.
Yes.
So, like, the idea that you're going to keep upping the stakes more, and it's like, well, how?
That was the thing even with the comic, because there's a certain point in the comic where you're like, so this is the ending, right? They're like, no, we still got another, like, 100 issues worth to go from here. You're like, oh, well, that felt like an ending. And they just kept going, and then they kind of do it again.
Yeah,
and I can't tell the audience what I'm talking about. But when you get to that point in the show, you're gonna be just as confused as I was.
But I will say the first 2 episodes were very good. I mean, Invincible's always been entertaining, and I've always liked it. The last season, I think, did. There's an arc where a bunch of other Invincibles come.
Yeah, it was the multiverse thing.
That was great. That was the best part of the last season, because it's really, you talk about upping the stakes. It really does up the stakes. But right now they're in the middle of like the fucking Nolan and Alan are on the Starship Enterprise thing, and I'm like, well, this is fine.
Well, it's the start of one of my favorite parts of the series, but the problem I have is that like, there's so much that happens even after that, and you're just like, this feels more like it would be the climax of something else,
right?
And then it isn't, but I'm very excited to see where it goes, because I've always loved Invincible more than I liked The Walking Dead, because Robert Kirkman was known for 2 things back when he was really big. Was The Walking Dead and Invincible. It's just so happened that The Walking Dead got a live action adaptation before Invincible got anywhere, and I was just sitting there going like, man, I want more Invincible stuff, and just waiting for it, wriggling my head, like telling everyone I knew about Invincible, and they were like, I don't know, I don't really have time for another thing. And then the show came out, and everyone's like, have you heard of this thing called Invincible? I'm like, I will kill you.
The weird thing is that we didn't have a trailer for a new character in the fighting game this week.
Yeah, surprisingly. You think this would have been the time to do that.
How about you, Michael? We got stuff to get to, but what do you got for me real quick?
The Spider-Man trailer came out.
Oh, yeah.
Recently.
Spider-Man, the
brand new day.
Okay, can I tell you I got a little bit of a beef with the trailer? Well, no, you tell me first. I don't want to cut you off right away.
The trailer is like, it's a pretty nice trailer. It's got a lot of what makes me happy about the trailer is it's doing something that I've been wanting for a very long time, which is Spider-Man interacting with a street level character for the first time in a long time, which is that the Punisher is in the storyline,
right?
And I'm like, yes, a Spider-Man Punisher thing.
Spider-Man and the Punisher are great together,
but I really wish this was like part of that Daredevil season of them fighting the Kingpin, because that was always my wish list. When somebody asked me when Spider-Man was added, they're like, well, what do you want from it? Like, I want Spider-Man, the Punisher, Daredevil, and all the street level guys to get into a fight with the Kingpin.
Yeah,
that's what I want. And they're like, best I can do is this movie where the Punisher shows up, but and we're gonna do all that stuff you want, but somewhere else, and it's not gonna involve Spider-Man. I'm like, fuck.
Scorpion's gonna ask you about the definition of insanity. That's
and that's like a thing that we've been waiting to pay off since the ending of Homecoming, because he showed up in Homecoming with a Scorpion tattoo, and they're like, he's like, yeah, my name's Matt Gargan, wink, wink,
right?
And then they're like, you're gonna do anything with that? No. And then finally they're like, okay, we're gonna do something with that.
I don't know. I guess it's like I watched that last movie, and that whole movie, the whole fucking point of that movie was that he wanted to erase everybody knowing who Spider-Man was, and then like immediately what he's doing in this trailer is like getting as close as he can to people that could potentially just fuck everything up by knowing who Spider-Man is. I don't know. If I'm like, go make some new friends, Spider-Man. Like, I know that you like these two people. I know you like Mary Jane and what's his face?
The Ned Leeds thing.
Yeah. I know you like Ned and Mary, right? But like, hey man, you're in New York. Go fucking join a drum circle. Like,
go find your Gwen Stacy. Man.
Go to book club. Like, meet Felicia. Like, I don't know. Do something besides just the same fucking thing.
That is one of my issues with it, is the fact that they are just sort of doing some things again.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like interesting things of like, well, what is it that's going to happen in some of these storylines?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you know? Has I guess the main question, and we can't spend too long on it, is do you know what this weird I'm evolving, I'm a spider evolution thing? Is this a comics thing, or is this something that they made up for the movie?
There's two specific theories right now. One is the most one that's been talked about at the moment is the man spider idea.
Yes, Danny DeVito.
Is, yeah, exactly. Which is that in the comics, but this was more of a, hilariously enough, this was more of a big deal in the '90s cartoon than anything else.
Yeah,
which is that they took the plot line where Spider-Man decides he doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore, and then he gains 6 arms on X. Like,
oh right, yeah, I remember that.
They fused that with kind of like this almost werewolf type story, where his body is mutating further, and so he turns into a giant man spider.
Oh, good.
And so people are like, is that going to be what it is, or is it going to be? There's the other way that it goes, which is literally the other, which is called The Other. It was a storyline that happened that was supposed to be kind of a way to synergize. Or it wasn't just that, but it was another storyline as well that synergized Spider-Man with the Tobey Maguire stuff.
Okay.
To make sure he had organic webbing, as well as gaining different like powers and making him more spider-like in some ways.
Okay.
A lot of comic writers were like, I'm just going to pretend that never happened.
Okay.
And then one day they just removed it entirely from Brand New Day, ironically.
All right. Well, there you go.
That's the running theory currently. And because it would make sense as to why he's getting scanned by Bruce Banner, because he's like, there might be something going on with me.
Yeah.
So that's why people are pretty sure it's like doing that. And I love the fact that, John Barenthal, I feel like they were like, we can get him to curse without cursing because they did the webbing thing.
Right.
As well. And I love the way Tom Holland looks like in this, because he looks more like an adult.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because they let him have his natural way his hair looks.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to see where this goes. My only issue with it so far is, why is the hand here?
I mean, who the fuck knows?
At least we're pretty sure it's the hand.
Why was Alfred Molina there? I mean,
and then there's the we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going on with there was a character that was an actress that's announced who's redheaded, who we only see like briefly from like the back because she's wearing a jacket. They're like, who is she? And there's a lot of weird theories. The running theory for some reason is she could be Jean Grey ?
Okay.
And I'm like, but why though? There's a lot of that. There's a lot of me going, but why though? And I would rather. There's so many weird theories that I'm like, if all of these theories turn out to be true, I'm going to be a little disappointed that you decided to do all of this at once.
Oh yeah. Also, is that Rogue? It was like Rogue in there. Did you see that Rogue?
No,
on the
everybody's
on the bus. They got a Rogue on the bus.
Everybody's
Like,
been saying that, but I don't think that's like. I think that's more
just a reference.
A reference at this point.
Just Jeff pointed at the screen and said, "Is that Rogue?" Okay.
There was a lot of really fun references though, in this little montage at the and of the trailer. These are all comic cover recreations.
Oh, okay.
Like the biggest one is him fighting the tarantula.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably just a montage that's going to be at the beginning of the movie, most likely.
Right.
But there's a lot of there's these spoiler theories that came out way before the trailer ever came out.
Yeah.
And a lot of the plot points those spoiler theories have are in this trailer.
Okay.
So people are wondering just how much of that because it basically gives you the outline of the story that somebody put on Twitter.
I don't want.
And so people are like, if this turns out to be real, they need to fucking lock down whatever's going on with these scripts.
Yeah.
Because this happened way before the trailer ever came out. Because I read it out of curiosity, and then the trailer came out, and I was like, no, half of this shit is in here. What the fuck? So now I'm worried I accidentally spoiled the movie from some dumb shit I saw on the internet.
Hey, man, you got to be careful. When you're on the internet, you could see something that just spoils your fun for a long time.
Yeah.
Just like these DLSS 5 videos spoiled my fun for the... Actually, that's not true. I've had a lot of fun this week.
No, I've had a lot of fun from the memes from this.
Yep. Okay, folks. I know that some of you may or may not know what the hell I'm talking about. Last week at GDC, NVIDIA announced DLSS 5. Right. DLSS 5. DLSS 4 and previously, when DLSS first launched, it originally was just upsampling, right? It was just upsampling.
Yeah.
Do your 360p, blow it up to 1080p. Oh my God, it looks just like a thing.
It was the thing that we were always championing. We like the idea of using the not really AI necessarily, but to add a little extra detail to something.
Yeah, you could get great performance while not having to break the bank.
I remember that Death Stranding one that you showed me years ago. That was
this is running at 360p, and it was like, what the fuck?
And then they up-res to make it real nice looking.
Yep. And then they came out with the ray tracing. Everybody was gaga about ray tracing. I don't think the ray tracing ever really worked.
It
works okay, but it's always in a very contained. I don't know. I just don't feel like I've got a 4070, and I feel like whenever I turn on ray tracing, it's never worth the performance hit.
No, it never really caught on because a lot of the coolest aspects of it were so small that you're like, well, how am I going to notice that if I'm in the middle of an action sequence?
Right.
One of them was the when Spider-Man got ray tracing. You're like, look, now you can kind of see your reflection on the window.
Right.
I'm like, cool.
If you're up against a building and then you rotate the camera around to see the building, you can see yourself. And it's the longer it went on, the more it was
there were
I don't
small
know if this
things.
is necessary.
Yeah.
It looks fine, but if the question is it's fine, but it makes your game choppy and weird, or just turn it off and have a good time. I'd rather just turn it off and have a good time.
It never the ray tracing aspects of it never became something. It was never the difference between PS2 and PS3 in people's minds.
Yeah,
because that's the thing they're huge technological jumps that make people excited, and so the ray tracing just being you see that chair over there?
Right.
They're like, yeah. It's slightly better looking.
No, the thing is, we played Resident Evil Requiem, right?
Yeah,
and that opening scene was great. But then when you got into the hotel, it was well, there's nothing to reflect off of, and the whole place is dark as shit. What benefits am I getting from all of this?
And so far, again, no spoilers since we're not that far. We've been inside a building.
Yeah,
and I don't really feel like the ray tracing has done that much for us currently.
Yep. So anyway, all right. So then where do you go from here? You've got the ray tracing, you've got the upgrades. Well, okay, let's just talk about this very briefly, and then we'll give some takes on it. What is DLSS 5? DLSS 5 is a technology where you can set it. Specifically, they're showing it off mostly in regards to faces, but it can be used for a lot of different things, where it looks at the geometry of the scene that it's in, and it attempts to use a kind of a set of pre-programmed AI generation tools to generate so you got a face,
and
it's well, what do the shadows on a face look like? I'm gonna make them. Like, I'm not gonna change the face, the geometry. That's what they say. But I'm gonna go ahead and draw in the face. Like, I'm gonna draw in all the texturing and the little shadows and lines and little hairs and stuff that you may or may not see on the face. And okay, at first blush, it's very striking. Like, it's very striking difference between the on and off when they show this first video that had Grace in Resident Evil and Leon, and then the Hogwarts Legacy stuff. But like, it's very striking. It's like it does make it look it makes it look more realistic. I think you keep looking at it.
Well, it's exactly as you said, but it's exactly what it sounds like when it comes to the AI thing, where when AI first happened, you would look at an image going, look how real that is, and then you really stared at that image.
Right.
And it's the exact same thing with these visuals, because the very first one they show off is Grace's face.
Yeah.
And at first you're like, look how cool this background is and everything, but then you just look at her, and you're like, that's not the same fucking model.
That's not Grace.
It's not Grace at all.
So part of it, like, is that, like, so, okay, there was a little bit of a sub-controversy here. Digital Foundry did a video where they were shown this stuff behind closed doors. They did a bunch of capture for it, and 2 of their staff came out and they made a video about how much they thought it was really cool. The internet fucking snapped back hard on them. Some of their co-hosts snapped back hard on them.
Oh, damn.
They came out and said, like, we went to this demo and we got gassed up by NVIDIA, and we just immediately exited and started filming like our hot takes.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you look at it, I get why somebody would do that, especially if you were like in the room with these people.
Yeah,
because they were probably just as much as being like, "Isn't this super fucking cool?" And you're just like, "Look," and it's exactly what I mentioned, the PS2, PS3 difference thing, where you're like, "Yeah, look how absolutely different this is."
Yeah,
but they never thought about past that point.
Right.
They never thought about, hey, look how different this is. But they didn't go, wait, how different this is.
Right.
Because there's a shot of Leon when he first gets out of his car, and he's got the what people call the AI halo ring, which is that, like, his hair is this bright lighted halo around him, the way an AI filter tends to do to a person.
Right. It like there's like, when you look at the scene, he's got a little bit of light on the right hand side of his face, and then when the thing comes over, it drastically blows that light up into his hair, further onto his face. It even puts it on the brows in the middle, and then by doing that, it's like it makes him look not like Leon. It makes him look like a different person, because
it makes it look like a cosplayer who's in a different sort of lighting entirely.
Right. I mean, I think everybody, I mean, I don't know, maybe people don't know this, but I mean, you know, good lighting, like lighting, will change dramatically what you look like in a picture.
Yes.
Like, good lighting and bad lighting makes a real fucking difference.
There's a great episode of Seinfeld that makes that joke.
Right.
It's the Festivus episode.
Right.
And where it's the lady
she's a two-face. She's a two-face.
Depending on the lighting, depends on what she looks
really
like.
good in the one corner.
And it's the same actress. It's not like you're using different actresses.
Yep.
In fact, there is a meme. I don't think I sent it to you, of what it is. It's the Grace shot, but they replaced the head with her. So, and it's just what it is.
So then when I watched Digital Foundry came back with another thing, and one of the things that I thought was really interesting that they were talking about was that when you look at what the Grace looks like after this filter has been run, it looks like I think maybe the best way to do this is the meme that's been going around, is that it looks like, you know, when people say that Aloy is ugly and then they make a version that has like makeup
it's
and big
the
tits
real
and stuff.
fan edit.
Yeah.
Hire real fans type of thing.
Because the thing, I mean, the guy points it out in the Digital Foundry video. I want to make sure that all credit to them is that in this scene in Resident Evil, Grace has just gotten this call to go to where her mother was killed.
Yeah.
And she didn't put on fucking her Maybelline before leaving the office.
She's an FBI agent.
She's got,
she's there on business.
If you look at her lips, she's not really wearing lipstick. And then you get to the other side of this, and she's wearing lipstick, and her lips are poutier.
Yeah.
And it's like, so the AI filter has obviously been like, well, that's not what a lady looks like in my database. Let me make her look more like a lady.
The other thing I point out is that her cheekbones become like super modelly.
Yeah.
Whereas in the normal version of her look, She just looks like a normal kind of.
It's because they're more contoured. There's more like shadow below. There's more lightness above them and shadow below them.
It makes her
so
like
they stick out.
Her cheeks are a lot. I'm not gonna say puffy because it makes it sound like she's fat or something.
Yeah,
but it looks like the difference between somebody who's had work done and somebody who hasn't had work done.
Leon, I think, is the same way. I mean, the thing is, Leon's got a very we had news stories about how much they worked on Leon for this story about making this kind of older Leon, and then when they put this filter over it, it's just like, I mean, after they put the filter on Leon, it looks like what you would get out of Midjourney if you said Leon Kennedy getting out of car in the rain, light on one side, photorealistic 4K, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, I mean, like, it's Leon-esque, but it's not like
but it's not like fully the version that we're looking at, type of thing. And there's some backgrounds that I've heard when people look deeper at it that it looks even weirder. And then there's these Hogwarts Legacy shots that they show,
and they're just. But the thing,
and
is,
again, it looks like a Snapchat filter on top of a person.
Yes. So okay. So the internet doesn't like this, and I don't like this. And let me just be clear: I don't fucking like this.
No, I don't like it either.
The only one, I mean, there was like they'd had the one for Starfield, and I was a little bit less irritated by that because that's
because everyone in Starfield already looked fucking weird as shit.
Everybody in Starfield already looked like garbage, so like having them look more like a human was like, well, that's kind of cool. But so here's the deal, Michael. I was thinking about this before, and I was like, I have this problem with AI where everybody wants to go, they want to turn it up to fucking 11 with AI.
Yes.
If they had done this with just the hair, I think it would have been fine. I would have actually been really happy about that because video games are shit at hair. And when you look at the hair on this Grace, the hair looks better.
The hair looks phenomenal.
Significantly better. And the Resident Evil Requiem hair is really good looking to begin with.
Yes.
So, like, if they just left the fucking faces alone and then they did it on the hair, there's also a question, because there was like a second Grace shot, I'm not looking at that particular video, where it looks like it's coming off as a little bit different there. And I think when they were talking about it, it's because the camera's a little bit more zoomed back. Like, these demos are all very face forward.
Yes.
Like, you're getting a big chunk of face, but then it's like, well, what does it do for somebody that's way over there? The question I had is, if it's actually generating these, does that mean that my screenshots of Grace and your screenshots of Grace are two different screenshots of Grace? Does that mean that her face is going to look different because it's being generated on the fly? It's not an actual thing.
No,
It's doing an interpolation. Does that mean that we're all going to be playing a different fucking video game moving forward? How am I supposed to know if a video game has good graphics if NVIDIA is just hallucinating what Grace looks like?
Because that is the other thing that a lot of people are arguing against it, which is that it takes away art design from the way a character looks, the way their clothes look, the way scenery is, that sort of thing. And it's like imagine playing Resident Evil 2 and you walk in and Claire is yassified to hell, and Leon looks sort of the same, but is also, his hair keeps changing brightness over and over again because he's moving in a different way.
Or like
you'd be very confused.
Or like the other, I mean, like the other thing that was brought up that I didn't even think about, Michael, is okay, so what happens when gamers finally get a hold of the like injection methods for this and decide to make Mary Jane in Spider-Man 2 look like a fucking like AI supermodel because they think she's like horrible, and now I'm the one who's going to designate, like, because they said there you got tools where you can turn it on, you can turn it off, you can put it in certain places. It was unclear how granular the detail was, like, or whether this was just an on-off switch. But there's just so much that I don't like about this. And you know what? The thing is that I don't like it because it's one more version of this technology that, in my opinion, it's not done yet.
No.
It's fucking raw in the middle, you donkey. Like, you took it out of the oven too early, and now you're trying to feed everybody in the world with this half-done fucking pizza.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the fuck. You needed to let this shit cook for longer.
They were so excited that they immediately were like, we need to show the world our yazified everyone.
Right.
And then they did, and then they're like, why are you guys so mad? Don't you have phones?
Right.
Like, it's literally the exact thing.
Right.
And it's like, guys, we're not upset because you can turn it on and off. we're upset because this means that moving forward, you're expecting. God, that's a terrible change. You're expecting us to just be cool with this for the going forward. You're forcing AI on us because DLSS 5 isn't going to be, oh, you can revert to 4 or something. It's going to be the thing.
Right.
It's going to be the main version from then on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like DLSS. And if they're forced to use the one that's AI, they're like, well, I don't want to use this anymore.
Yeah.
You're killing your own fucking product that way.
Yeah, and then the main issue. Let me be just very clear here as I stutter my way through this news because we got a bunch more of this. We have to move on.
Yes.
There's more specifics.
There's more specifics about it. Yeah, that we can talk about.
But here's the thing that I don't like about it is that Unreal Engine 5 has already smoothed out what various games on the video games look like. Everybody's using Nanite, everybody's using Lumen, everybody's using things like, think of all the ink that's been spilled in the last 2 weeks about Crimson Desert because they built their own fucking engine.
Yeah.
So everything is starting to look very samey. Especially when it comes to like modern day stuff and some of the medieval stuff.
Everything's Unreal 5.
And it's like, well, then you're passing this other thing that's changing. Like it isn't like rendering lighting.
No.
It's like painting a face in real time with where the shadow should go. It's like a makeup tutorial that's happening in real time that NVIDIA controls. And I'm like, one of the things that you get when you watch that montage of Grace and Leon and Hogwarts Legacy and EA Sports and fucking all this stuff, it all looks the same.
Yeah.
It's all exactly the fucking same. Like, I mean, it used to be that you could show me a screenshot. I could be like, oh, that's probably Hogwarts Legacy. Oh, that's probably, take a pick. That's Starfield, right? But it's like now all these faces look very much the same. And if I get right down to it, they also just set off my fucking AI alarms. Like I've been trained over the last year to be like, well, that's not fucking real. Like it does the opposite of what they wanted. Like I have more of an emotional connection to the Grace that is on this side of the uncanny valley than I do with the Grace that's on the other side of the uncanny valley.
That's the other thing is it activates the uncanny valley mode for a lot of these characters because now I have to see uncanny valley people in motion.
Yeah,
I'm now playing the Polar Express game over and over again.
It's just Beowulf all the way down.
And I just can't. I don't want to have Zemeckis mode in my video games.
God, this I haven't really looked at this, but they showed off this environment for the Assassin's Creed Shadows. I think it looks way worse actually with the stuff turned on.
Well, yeah, when it turns it on, it makes it look more cartoon. It looks like Zootopia.
It looks like a bad video, like camcorder footage. Like
it doesn't add anything to it. In fact, you kind of lose the tone of the game.
I don't know.
Looking at it,
it's real weird. I don't fucking like it. I'm not a big fan of this. I don't know. The thing is that if this is how we're going to do this shit moving forward, then I don't know. It also creates a really interesting question of like, well, Does Sony try to do this? Does Microsoft try to do this? Is FSR gonna do this?
Yeah.
Is Nintendo gonna do this with their GeForce hardware and the Switch 2? Is Mario gonna look like that? Is Mario's face gonna look like the fucking Hogwarts Legacy guy?
That'd be hilarious.
Like the fucking troll that's driving the Hogwarts Legacy mobile?
Donkey Kong just looks fucking weird as shit.
Oh boy. Yeah. So anyway, all right, let's just jump through a few of these real fast.
Yeah,
So
let's explain the rebuttals from everyone else.
So first, we do have some pushback. Tom's Hardware had an interview with Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA. Asked about this, the quote that's just been going around is, quote, well, first of all, they're completely wrong. And then DLSS, here's a quote, DLSS 5 fuses controllability of the geometry and textures and everything about the game with generative AI. It's not post-processing. It's not post-processing at the frame level. It's generative control at the geometry level.
Here's my problem with that statement. You looked me dead in the eye and went, "This isn't a cheeseburger. It's a burger with some cheese on it."
Right.
And you're like, "No, that's the exact same thing you just told me."
It's technically not pizza.
No, it's not technically a pizza. It's a sandwich. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. So
It's an open-faced taco, is what they're saying.
here's the thing: is that like we've had a lot of stories about this. And I think that you know what? Let's just do a few more of them. We've also
There's
got
so many of
We've
these.
also got Todd. We got Todd Howard out here. With
yeah.
DLSS 5, the artistic style and details shine through without being held back by traditional limits of real-time rendering. We're excited to work with this new technology and to bring DLSS 5 to Starfield and future Bethesda titles. Of course you are. Why fix the NPCs in Starfield so they don't look like jack shit when you could just have NVIDIA do it for you with fucking AI mystical fingers?
Yeah,
like,
Todd Howard isn't known for making complete games, and he's like, I can make an incomplete game even more incomplete.
Yep.
I'm sold.
Yep. This is a very, very early look, and our art teams will be adjusting
man.
further lighting and final effect. This will be under our artist control and totally optional for players.
Yeah, they do keep saying that the studios have control over what it does, but I don't think that's necessarily true.
Yeah, Digital Foundry came out where they had a little more nuanced discussion. I think I talked about that. They did say that they got death threats. I don't know why death threats are a thing on the internet. Of like,
I don't know. It seems to be like it was 0 to 100 for everyone.
Yeah,
it could be like somebody just said, "I don't like Pikachu," and they were like, "I will murder you with the Pikachu knife."
Right.
You're like, where did this come from?
A bunch of developers came out to say that they didn't like this. This is one of the co-founders of New Blood called it pure sloppium. I'm not a big fan of the whole slop thing, but
it's just the easiest way of saying it sucks.
Somebody from Ubisoft, Carla Ortiz, said this is so disrespectful to the intentional art direction of devs. If devs wanted to lean into hyper-realism, they would. It also drastically changes key aspects of visuals like character features, focal points, lighting, and so on. What a terrible invention. There's actually a good question, too, about like people that lend their likenesses to video games.
Yeah.
And then if this goes and then changes a real person's, like, what if they did this with Death Stranding 2?
Yeah.
Like, well,
what if Norman Reedus turned into Jensen Ackles all of a sudden?
Right.
Because it scanned his face weird. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what's happening here?
Let's see. Here's an illustrator who says, what if we blended every famous woman into one woman, and that's every woman you see now?
Yeah, no. I remember one person saying that Grace reminded them of Miranda.
Oh, yeah.
The actress who plays Miranda. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess everybody's Miranda now.
Somebody else called it the Scarlett Johanessification of video games, which I
Oh,
like.
God.
Here's Sam Barlow from Telling Lies and Immortality. Can you imagine the legality and just the optics of your game starring Leia Seydoux and Elle Fanning changing their faces, making Conan O'Brien look like a catalog model, Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, this is literally them mentioning Death Stranding. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the thing. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here, guys?
There's some people are positive on it, but like fucking whatever. I don't. Everybody.
I've seen a lot of people be positive on it, and they're all just being like, I don't seem to understand, and I'm like, I don't know how you don't understand, but you know what? Some people are just weird about that.
Here's
sort of thing.
one of the guys was this. This is another one of these really aggressive things. This J.P. Kellums, who is a developer from Capcom and Platinum Games or whatever. And let's see. Here's this is probably the most incendiary quote I've seen so far.
What's it
Michael.
say?
All you guys roasting DLSS 5 like it doesn't look better / is distracting from art direction are absolutely insane. The lighting and shading improvements are bonkers. If that was shown as a next gen hardware reveal and not AI, you guys be going nuts like the Watch Dogs demo. I get that some vocal people don't like AI, but guess what? Technology doesn't care if you like it. It's a tool. AI isn't coming. It is here. Just this morning, my oncologist was telling me the ways it's helping cancer treatment and research.
Come
Nothing to do
on.
with Grace's fucking face, you fucking jerk.
Nothing to do with what's actually happening.
Also, I would just like
Jesus,
to briefly
that's a whataboutism I've ever heard.
for the argument of like you can't stop it, it's already here. Tell that to 3D televisions and Bitcoin, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like
I was literally just listening to I think it's Inside Games. They were talking about this.
Yeah.
And they brought up 3D televisions.
yeah,
Because they're like, we've mastered 3D using these television and these glasses. And they're like, fantastic. When's the last time you saw one of these fucking things?
yeah. I mean, one of the people does one of the further quotes here, they do point out this is kind of an interesting question or an interesting idea. The NVIDIA team put it well during my demo. It's a psychological effect. You've seen environments rendered really well before, but when your brain sees a character rendered at the same photorealistic level, your brain flags it immediately. It stands out. I mean, I don't know, maybe. But then, so here's the other thing that I wanted to point out, because let's take a little jog to the side and talk about something that I don't think that people have spent enough time focusing on, Michael. This demo was running on two 5090s.
Yeah,
That's
I heard about that.
$4,000 video cards.
Because one was running the game and the other ran the actual thing, right? Is that what it was?
Now, NVIDIA said that they're not, that they're going to want you to they're not going to want you to fucking, we're not going back to SLI 5090s, right?
Yeah.
Like, that they're going to be getting it to one card if they do ever ship it out. But there was also this week a report out there from MSI where MSI was talking about how they're going to be raising the price of all their video cards between 15 and 30% this year. So it's like, motherfucker, okay, listen, I would be willing to try your fucking bullshit for $500.
Yeah.
Once you're like, I need $7,000 so that your game can look shittier. It's
Yeah.
like, well, no fucking. Like,
I want you to buy a car price to have yassified grace.
I mean, I'm sure that people are just tired of listening to me do this every week, but like, Michael, how many stories have we had about how people are not spending money on new video games, and how new video games are like, they keep raising the price, and then that keeps driving away like regular customers. I got a story here about how fucking sub $30 video games are ruling Steam right now, to the point where Steam's about to overtake the console market. All of them, Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox put together, is about to be less than the sales on Steam, just because of fucking peak and repo, because it's not $70 fucking dollars.
Yeah,
and then you're going to come out here and tell me about two 5090s? I mean, I'm sure that it's at least going to be one 50 series card, which are like a gajillion dollars. So sorry.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, like, you're like, this is the problem I've had with when them coming out with this thing, being like, look, guys, we have figured out how to make everybody look like the most realistic thing ever. It's like, and even if it was something people were excited about,
Yeah.
like an actual like thing that was cool,
Yeah.
somebody's gonna be like, great, so what does it cost? What does it cost me? Well, have you ever seen Full Metal Alchemist? Like, I just need your entire body, so you can live inside of this thing to play my thing. You're like, no, I'm not gonna do that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Also, this doesn't even take into consideration the fact that I don't know how many times in this generation, Metal Gear Delta, Silent Hill F, there's been a few other things where there have been games that literally just come out that don't run well, and that DLSS can't do shit about it. It's just fucked up. And it's like, well, that's great. Now it can look like photorealistic. That's not going to fuck my brain up when fucking yassified grace is running at 19 frames per second. That's not going to fucking make me just jump out my window because the devil has come to my house. Like, I don't...
Exactly. The whole thing is ridiculous. And it's a Jurassic Park sequence of just like, you guys are so busy with the fact that you didn't think about whether or not you should.
Yeah.
And they keep saying it's going to happen, at the end of the year or something like that?
Supposed to be later this year.
And I just don't see that happening. And even if it does, I can only see like the richest people trying it.
Also, let's see, this is another GDC thing that's kind of a little bit related. There was a survey where people were asked about AI usage with game tech and stuff like that. And 52% of respondents said they thought it was bad for the games industry, and only 7% said it was good for the industry. After that, there was a group discussion about the industry where one of these guys from a venture capital firm with investments into like Anthropic and a few other places was like, he said he was, quote, shocked and sad that the industry has not more embraced generative AI. And I'm going to ask for the fucking millionth time, for what? Like, for what?
It never makes any sense to me, because they're just like, we want to use like, a lot of these people are like, we want to use generative AI to make whole games. But
how?
The thing that frustrates me with that is not only the how, the other part is that the entirety of the copyright law has told them multiple times, you can't copyright things that you use using AI.
Right.
So you would lose money because if you say, for instance, they figured it out, and they made the greatest AI game of all time.
Yeah.
Guess what? You don't own that character. People could sell porn, literally could legally sell porn of whatever you made, and they couldn't do anything
about it.
You just
fucking rip it off, man. Fucking download it off of download a torrent. Like,
people could make. We would be in Snake's.
I'm going to sue you for what? You don't own that. Like,
we would be in Snake's Revenge territory again, where people are making fucking non-licensed sequels to video games.
Yeah.
It's like that's just stupid. You're not going to get anywhere with that.
Yep. Well, with that, okay, let's do one more and then we'll wrap it up and then we'll take a break. But I'm not done. I'm not done yet. There's a lot more left to go. Finji, the company that put out Tunic.
Okay.
And they made Night in the Woods and a few other things. They have like a publishing arm. They're making a game called Usual June. It's like a kind of action ghost game.
I think I remember them showing that off at one point.
We had a story a little while back where apparently TikTok like generated AI ads for that, where they took the main character who's a black woman and then like made her ass huge, put her in a bikini, and turned around like squatting in front of the camera. It was like Usual June, and they were like, "Hey, I don't want that." And they were like, "Yep." Nothing we can do about that. Like, well, then I'll sue you. And they're like, okay, well, we'll get back to you.
That's fucking... How does that even happen?
Anyway, so that's not even a thing. So apparently they have a publishing arm where they just accept open submissions.
Yeah.
And this lady, the Saltman lady that's like running this thing, she's like, it's all fucking AI. It's AI pitches. It's AI generated concept art, and it's AI. What was the third thing? It's like AI pitches, AI concept art, and like AI code. And that's just all that's coming in right now. And so none of it is an actual game. It's all like an idea of a game that I had a chatbot hallucinate into a pitch that I can send to try to get money. But like, a proof of concept is necessary.
We need like actual things like made by people.
Yes.
You can't just AI your way through. That's my other issue is people use it as a get quick rich scheme.
Yeah. Because
once they even if one of them is like, great, I will give you $1,000 to give me like a demo, they're gonna be like, well, I actually don't know how to make any of this.
Yeah.
The AI just gave me the ideas. It's like, well, no, you have to know how to make these things.
Oh, AI resumes, AI pitches, and and then but then she said the same thing that you did, where it's like, well, as a publisher, I don't know if any of this is even copyrightable, so no. Like, I have no interest in going out on a limb as an indie publisher to see whether your fucking like hallucinated slop project is even legally mine.
Yeah.
Like,
and somebody's like, I got a great idea. It's about an Italian plumber.
Right.
It's like, no, dude, fuck off.
Yeah. All right. Well, but you know what? If there are people in the audience that are pro AI fans, I feel like I spend a lot of time on the podcast these days dumping on AI. And here's the thing. I would love, like, again, I'm going to come out and say, if that DLSS 5 had just been hair, just hair, just like, hey, you know what video games are bad at? Hair. Everything else, great. Hair, bad. Like,
if it was only the backgrounds, the hair and the clothes type of thing,
or
I would be fine with that.
Or even just maybe cleaning up, when you get like low resolution ray trace reflections and they kind of look a little jaggedy. Like, it doesn't even need to look exactly like the reflection, but just like kind of smooth it out so it's not jaggy. Or even the trees, when you're playing a PSSR game and the trees look a little jaggy around the edges, like
same
if you
with
could just
grass
be like,
and stuff like that.
just smooth it out a little bit, but stay away from faces.
Yeah,
like we can do faces.
Me and Jeff have always been like, look, AI has its place. Its place is not in making character faces, and it's also not in just making the game wholesale. It's for like they're shortcuts. It's the AI is supposed to be the way a sword, like a way a farming tool is designed.
Right.
It's not supposed to do everything for you. It's supposed to help the process move along.
It reminds me of 5 years ago when we were talking about crypto, and I was like, you know what? There's some ideas about way the blockchain could be used that could be interesting, of taking items between different places, having this ledger of I fucking bought my helmet in Ghost Recon and now I can play it in Assassin's Creed. Okay, but they were like, no, just gambling and ruining things. And I was like, well, I mean, then no. And they're like, what? Oh, you hater.
Yeah.
The AI is the same way where it's like, oh, okay, I can see something where this could be a really interesting way to do slight prototyping or whatever.
Yeah,
It's like,
clear up.
fire everybody. Fire everybody, use AI. And it's like, how? We'll figure it out after they're all out the door. First, fire them all.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. And that is really our issue with AI.
Yep. Anyway, with that, we're going to go and take a break. When we come back, God damn it, we're not done with this yet. So we'll see you then. And we're back. And if you thought we were done talking about AI, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the movie AI by Steven Spielberg.
That's right. Just the whole second half as a movie review.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so let's see. I don't like to agree with Strauss-Zelnick.
Well, every now and then a broken clock is,
right.
That's yada yada.
But there was an interview with Strauss-Zelnick on the latest episode of The Game Business. I don't know what that. I don't know. It's probably like a podcast or something. Asked if they thought about whether he was asked about whether AI tools could make a big budget experience like Grand Theft Auto, and he was like, not even a little bit.
No way. Maybe Grand Theft Auto 1.
He had a good. Here's a like Strauss-Zelnick is saying what I'm saying. Quote: the notion that somehow new tools will allow an individual to push a button and generate a hit and bring it to many millions of consumers around the world. It's a laughable notion. It's just never been the case with entertainment. Right now, there are programs that allow you to put out a prompt and get a professionally recorded song spit back out at you. It sounds like a song, but I defy you to listen to it more than once. It's great to send as a greeting card to your partner on their birthday, but that's about it.
That's fucking spot on.
Yeah, and that it basically kind of went on to say that, like, you can generate assets, but that, like, it's never going to be able to do the whole thing.
No.
It'll always just be derivative of something that you've already seen, which then, you just end up getting bored because it's just the same bullshit, right? Like, you got to have somebody at the steering wheel, and it just doesn't seem to be a focus right now.
A great example of what he's talking about the music thing. I listened to a YouTube channel called Noiseland, who's the guy who does all the Red Letter Media music things.
Yeah.
And one of his things is it's from like a training video for a restaurant. And it's just like a series of tips of like how to keep small talk.
Yeah.
And he made a song out of that.
Right.
And I listen to it all the time. And like an AI is never going to be able to do that.
I listen to the fucking Big Money Salvia constantly.
Exactly. AI doesn't know how to talk about bouncing on a boy's dick.
That's right.
Doesn't know how to do any of that.
Let's see. Speaking of more AI, Arc Raiders is phasing out to their AI voice lines,
Which is a great idea.
and they're putting in recorded voice lines. When they launched, the same thing happened with the finals. They had some generative AI voice lines in there. It's funny because one of the heads of the studio, this Patrick Sutherland guy, he was like, "Yeah, we've got the voice actors to come in and re-record some of these voice lines we've generated with AI, and it sounds a lot better." It's like, well, yeah,
Oh, duh, boy.
yeah,
Duh, man. It feels more like what happened in this case, because the fact that they're doing it now, I think, is that they had such a lower budget than they expected.
Yeah.
And that they probably didn't expect it to be as huge as a hit as it was.
Yeah.
That they felt like they could do that and not worry about it.
Right.
But now that it's a huge hit, they have the money for it now.
They put out the finals, for God's sake. Who the fuck plays the finals?
I don't know anyone who plays the finals, yeah.
So, yeah. And then Xbox. I alluded to this a little bit earlier, but Xbox at GDC outlined some of the things that they want to do with AI in their platforms. And it's all stupid. It's real dumb, Michael.
Does it attach to my cable box?
It'll record all the Carrot Top. No, three things. Okay, thing number one, it'll upsample your desktop so that it runs better.
What?
I don't know about that one. Apparently, they were. I mean, like, what was the quote?
How does
here?
that even work?
I don't know. Let's see. The first outline. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so. One is Auto Super Resolution. It's from a Kotaku article, which is currently available on Windows 11. It's supposed to help increase frame rate without compromising resolution by upscaling alongside existing tools like DLSS. So I don't know if there's like a second upscaler. A second upscaler has been installed on my desktop.
Look,
like,
Jeff, a second upscaler has hit the PC. That's apparently what has happened there.
But I'm like, But why? Why do I need to upsample the upsample?
I don't know. So now the AIs are eating each other? Is that what you were telling me?
I don't know. So I don't know what that means.
What the fuck?
Second, the AI will watch you play your video games and clip out highlight reels for you to post online. And it's like, well, I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but bitch, I already do that. And there's already like NVIDIA has a thing and the PlayStation has the share button and the Xbox has the fucking, like we already know, everybody, the Switch fucking does this shit. I don't understand. Why do you need an AI to do a thing that we already, I mean, the PS5, for God's sake, when you get a trophy, captures your voice of what you're saying. You remember when it launched and it was like,
that was an option that was on by default.
I don't need this. I don't need an AI to constantly watch me play video games in order to be like, do you want this clip of when you did a headshot? It's like, no, bitch, I did a million headshots. I don't fucking care.
I'm cool.
Like,
I don't need clips like that. And if I need clips like that, I'm a streamer or something at that point. I'm not really needing all that much.
And then finally, there's a gaming copilot, which is an LLM that runs over it, and apparently you can like ask it to give you hints about like what to do, and I guess it'll go search the internet and like put it on the screen. Also, you can ask it to give you like a store recommendation, which very few people apparently do in their beta. And then apparently there's some percentage of sickos, because they rolled this out as a beta thing. There's some percentage of sickos that just like talk to it like it's a person or something.
We talk to it, say nurturing things to it.
I don't know. I don't know. Like there's like 6% of people that just were fucking like bullshitting with the LLM while they're playing video games. And
that's the thing about the AI.
You bitches need better video games if that's the case. Like
that's the thing about the AI I never really truly understood, which is that people really liked the movie Her,
right,
and decided to live it in real life, but with weirder things. And like, are people going to try to marry their Xbox now? Is that what's going to happen? I feel like that's what's going to happen.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just hit the countdown clock for the story where somebody's Xbox convinced them to stop taking their meds. Then they drove out in the middle of the fucking Arizona desert with a shotgun and their Xbox, and like the cops can't get anywhere close to them because the Xbox keeps telling them that they're right. They're very smart boys who know what they're doing. Like,
they're gonna find them with the Xbox taped onto the head of a sex doll.
Also, Michael, I'm just gonna take a brief second here. I don't know what's wrong with the internet today.
I was gonna ask about this,
but my web pages have nothing but advertisements for bags of blood.
I think we've been playing too much Resident Evil 9.
It's not even there. I swear I'm not a vampire or anything, but like, like blood.
Are you a Morbius, Jeff? You gotta tell me if you're a Morbius.
No, if I was a Morbius, it would obviously be Morbid Time. Is this piss? It looks like there might be piss.
I don't know what there's. What is this? It keeps adding it to it. I swear to God, guys, this is real. I've been staring at multiple ads at blood bags for thousands of dollars because it mentions the prices on them. Yep. And I'm like, why is it giving this?
It's from a company called Sanguine. Like.
And yeah, one of them clearly looks like it's piss.
Is this for this one just is a thing that's labeled human serum?
Oh, what does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what Sanguine Biosciences
What is this? 12,000, 14,000, 17,000?
Yeah, do you want to spend $20,000 on a sack of blood?
Oh my God.
I'm not a vampire. I don't know how they think. I mean, I stay up late.
I don't know what people use these for is my better question. Sorry, guys. I need to make some bullets later.
I ordered blood off the internet. Why? Just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
In a non-AI-related story, apparently Xbox has quietly shut down the This Is an Xbox campaign.
I'm shocked, Jeff. I'm absolutely shocked that this happened.
I know. Apparently there was a few web pages that had references to this that are now just like, whoop, they're gone. This, I think, lines up a little bit with the idea that we've heard that
nobody liked that lady's
Sarah Bond. This was Sarah Bond's baby, and that it didn't do anything outside of convince people to buy fewer Xboxes.
Yeah, because you looked your audience dead in the eye and went, "You're not important to us anymore. Everything is now an Xbox. So why should you bother buying an Xbox?"
Or I don't know. I mean, take it at face value. Okay, so you're an Xbox customer that has Game Pass. You don't need an Xbox. You've got a phone, right? And it's like, well, I mean, I guess if I could just play all my Xbox games on my phone, then like I already have that. I guess I could just do that. Yeah. It's streaming. It's not like a better phone would make it work better. It's like it's just all fucking streaming.
And
so.
you know, your iPads or whatever. Like it was everything apparently according to them was just an Xbox.
Yep.
Which meant you were only just doing Game Pass stuff.
They also had the gear. They had shirts and shit up on the store. And shirts that just said, "This is not an Xbox." It's like,
what?
Boy, you guys are letting the marketing team go fucking crazy over there. Like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing.
Their
either.
phone cases that say, "This is an Xbox." It's
That's stupid. They really thought this was going to take off. All the kids are going to say, "This is an Xbox." Yo, is that an Xbox type of thing? It's a nut you can play outside, Jeff.
I don't know what to say about it. It always seemed like a really stupid idea to me. Like, but then, Michael, let's not forget that, like, this podcast has gone on long enough to go from the Don Matrick Memorial Podcast to the Phil Spencer Memorial Podcast.
The Phil Spencer Sarah Bond Memorial Podcast.
We've been through 2 whole CEOs of Xbox that both got canned because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing with Xbox.
No.
And it's like 15 years apart. Like,
yeah. Because the problem, because the thing that I get why that this is an Xbox seemed like a good idea at the time, but the problem is they never invested enough in the cloud gaming to make it
good.
Yeah, exactly. For it to be worth anybody's time.
Yeah.
And then they neglected the actual console. I'm pointing at Jeff's console because Jeff's console is right in front of me. I haven't turned mine on in like a year and a half.
I turned on John's Xbox to play WWE 2K26 last week because that's the console that he has. And
that's
he
right,
bought it.
yeah.
So, but no, mine has been sitting there without any power or anything plugged into it for a long time. I'm either PS5 or PC, baby. Like,
yeah. I haven't. I bought my Xbox. Yeah, I bought my Xbox for Halo Infinite, and we all saw how that went. Mm-hmm. And every game they've announced has ended up on my PlayStation 5 at some point.
Sure.
Like Indiana Jones, it's like, oh my god, I get to play Indiana Jones on my Xbox. So, oh, by the way, it's coming for PlayStation 5, and I just basically threw my Xbox in the corner and went, I don't need your ass
I don't
anymore.
want to play with you anymore.
I just gotta wait a little bit longer, and the game will be fully patched by the time it comes out. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was fucking perfect for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how they turn it around because it seems like they're like, you know what? You know what's going to save the company is a more expensive Xbox that can also play Steam games? Question mark?
It's so
like,
stupid.
well, that's called a fucking personal computer.
It's so stupid. I don't know what their plan is. I don't even know what to do with my Series X half the time. I think it's covered in dust. I might also should check the batteries inside my controller to see if they haven't, leaked battery acid because I haven't touched it in so long.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. I don't think you were here when we talked about the switch over with the management. I mean, at this point, I
know we talked about like right after because it was we talked about it once. The rumors of what happened to Sarah Bond happened.
Okay,
I know we talked about that
because I mean, it's like what the people are like. Oh no, they're putting an AI executive in charge of Xbox, and I'm like, they already had a gamer in charge, and it didn't do shit.
No.
So like, maybe a businessman will be able to do, or business lady will be able to do it.
The most exciting thing he did was like, hey everybody, Keanu Reeves,
right?
And it wasn't even a game that was exclusive to the Xbox.
Yep.
All stupid shit.
Well, speaking of Xbox, okay. This is a good segue, Michael, because guess what happened last week? We got the announcement of a bunch of upgrades for Starfield, and also it's going to be on your PS5.
Oh my
God.
God.
Be on your PS5.
There's a guy on
PS5.
Twitter
PS5.
who, when they announced Starfield, he's like, I can't wait to play this on a PS5, and a bunch of people gave him shit.
Yeah.
He saved all the screenshots of those people. So when this came out, he's like, you guys got something to say now?
Yep. This is coming on April 6th, I believe. There's going to be a reduction in the overall price of the game, and they're putting a bunch of shit in the game. They're putting some new features in the game. I don't know if it's called the Free Lanes update.
I didn't really look into it, yeah.
So here's one of the things that they're doing is that, like, when you're going from one place to another, you can just set the ship to fly and then get up and walk around on the ship that you've meticulously
something
decorated.
People wanted this whole time,
right? And interact with the crew members that you've collected on your big ship. There's also a DLC that's going to be launching alongside this called Terran Armada that is about a big Terran Armada that comes out and that you have to fight. It looks like there's going to be a lot of space combat. They've also got a bunch of new like robot enemies that you're going to get to fight. They're also revamping the loot system with this new kind of like meta loot that allows you to re-roll like upgrades and stuff on guns and stuff. And then they're also putting in a thing called what's it called? Trackers Alliance. This is apparently something you can buy through the Creation Store or whatever. That's a series of 7 like bounty jobs, and so it's kind of like a Dark Brotherhood quest for Starfield type of thing. And it's got some specialized guns and armor and stuff. And I don't know if this is player made. It seems like it's made by Bethesda, but because who the fuck is making player creations for Starfield?
That was the funniest thing, is that this is how I knew the game was dead.
Yeah.
Is that I didn't see a single mod of CJ in Starfield. Not a single one.
I'll be honest. I mean, like what they talked about putting the ship, about making the ship, like, because it like when you started playing it, it was like, well, it's just a cutscene.
Yeah.
So what the fuck was even the point? And apparently when you're doing the auto travel, when you're doing the like kind of autopilot, there's also going to be new radiant things that will happen.
Oh, okay.
Where it'll be like, oh fuck, we're getting fired on, get up here, Captain, and then you got to do a thing. And I'll be honest, this PS5 trailer, it looks nice. Like I might give it another shot on the PS5.
I would debate it. I don't know. Yeah, I bounced off that game so hard.
Yeah.
Like I really want, because I like a space fucking faring story. I love even the horror versions of it. Dead Space. I love the the Mass Effect one. The Mass Effect games were great for me.
Sure.
Like I like Star Trek and stuff like that, and Star Wars and all these things. I want to have like these exciting space adventures.
Yeah.
And this game just didn't do it for me, and that was the most disappointing thing that possibly could happen
I
to me.
hear they've done a lot of updates since it came out. So I don't know. I mean, like the thing is that I'm willing to give it another shot because they did what I wanted and they added stuff to it and they smoothed out a few of the things. I don't know why the fuck it took this long. Like I don't know where the hell this was like years ago.
Yeah, I think they just came out with the game too quickly.
Yeah,
and I think that and part of it was clearly because the Xbox wasn't doing well.
Right,
and they're like, we need something now
because it's for holiday.
People to fucking start buying our Xboxes again.
Yep.
And then they had this special, like if you bought the premium one, you could play it like a couple days early or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then
if you did the upgrade,
because I know we did it for that. Because I almost did it, but I know you did, so we could play it for the RageSelect.
Yep,
but
because it was like $20 to upgrade to the
it was on sale if you had Game Pass and everything, and so people were just doing that, and that was their way. People's way of getting around it, and it was a great way of selling Game Pass subscriptions as well.
The other thing is, I don't know. I mean, this looks like I mean, I'm hoping that the trailer this trailer that they put out is running on the PS5, a Pro at least, and it looks like sharper. Looks a little sharper and better than it did when I originally launched it. Of course, I do notice that there's not very many things in this trailer where there's a person talking to another person. I want to know, Michael, whether the NPCs fucking whether they come in with a Luigi stare while you're talking to other people.
I really hope they still do that.
I just want one person to do that one time. I want it to be a bug that's fixed for just about everywhere except for like one fucking guy.
It was always the funniest thing about that game. It was always just weird. Like you would be talking to somebody and you're just seeing the weirdest fucking person in the background.
Because I'm gonna be honest, they did that DLSS thing. The couple of NPCs in here, they don't look half bad.
That was the funniest thing. The only game I didn't have any issues with that thing was this game.
Yeah.
And it was kind of because everybody already looked kind of weird to begin with.
But even the trailer here, they don't look too bad.
Yeah, the backgrounds and everything got enhanced by it, so I didn't have any issues with it. But I looked up the price because I was curious about what the pricing on this is.
Oh, yeah?
The standard is $50, and the premium is the $70, which comes with the other DLC
expansion.
stuff.
That makes a certain amount of sense.
Which is actually not a bad thing, in my opinion, because it's just the full price. You're basically paying the original full price for everything.
Yeah.
And $50 if you just want the base game. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. 70 or April 7th. Oh, also there's another thing in here. You get like cosmic powers at some point in this game.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't get far enough in this game.
Oh, yeah. No, me neither. But apparently, you can carry those over into New Game Plus. There's something about the New Game Plus in this game where it's like a plot point where you reset the cycle or something.
Yeah, it's supposed to be some sort of, I guess, spoiler for a game that came out a long time ago that nobody probably beat. It's like a time loop situation.
Yeah, I don't know the details on it, so I'm trying to be vague. But
that's the only thing I know about it, to be honest.
Well, but apparently one of the things is when you did that in New Game Plus, you didn't get to take any of your shit.
Oh,
and
really?
now you do get to take some of your shit with you.
Okay, that probably would help. It sounds more like what I would probably end up. I think that was one of the reasons I ended up not doing it, was when I found out how the game ended.
Yeah,
as well.
I mean, it sounds like they did some quality of life improvements. It's just the thing is that all of this seems like it should have happened a long time ago. Like, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where like you're in the company and you're trying to take your time and do it right or whatever, and the Bethesda's big enough that nobody's going to muscle them around. But by the same token, it's like, bitch, you fucking fix this, man.
No,
Oblivion got more hype than this game.
Yeah, exactly. I want Starfield to be the No Man's Sky thing.
Yeah.
I want this game to end up being like, 5 years down the road, they're like, it turns out Starfield's like, game of the decade or whatever, because it's got all of the things that we thought it was going to have, instead of being, it turns out Starfield was the worst thing ever made.
There's another coming update for Xbox. This, I probably should have put these in different order, because then I could have transitioned right into the PlayStation stuff. Anyway, pretend
Too late now.
just opposite.
Opposite day, yes.
So one of the problems with Quick Resume on the Xbox is that if you do it for games that have an online component, it kind of fucks them
every time,
because you're just resuming to an online state that you're not in at this point. They're beta testing. Again, this is something I feel like should have been a long time ago. You can now mark games. They're just like, do not quick what do they call it? Like suspend.
Yeah.
Do not quick suspend this game. Like if I quit this game, quit the game. Don't suspend it. Quit out of it entirely.
That was my issue with Halo Infinite, was that I would come back and it would be like, "I want to quick resume Halo Infinite,"
right?
And you would, and you're not online anymore, and so it's got all this. It wouldn't fucking connect correctly, so you always had to close it again, and then reopen it every fucking time.
So good for you for fixing old shit.
I'm surprised, yeah.
We got the news last week. The Switch 2 is getting an upgrade.
Oh,
the Switch 2 is getting upgraded to so this is a little bit weird. On the Switch 2, if you're playing a Switch 1 game, you can now set an option to play the Switch 1 game in docked mode, which is a higher resolution.
Oh.
Like, so, they downsample it when you're playing it on the Switch, right?
No.
So it's now just going to render it on the screen of the Switch 2 as if you are docked in a Switch 1.
Since it's stronger than the Switch 1.
Higher resolution, like just more fidelity and stuff like that. Strangely, this is such a kludge that like it disables the touchscreen. Because it thinks you're docked. Yeah. You don't have a touchscreen. You're docked.
That is a pretty big downside depending on the game.
And the reason that it did that in the first place wasn't even, the dock doesn't do anything. It's just a piece of plastic.
Yes.
Was for power. So the power drains a lot faster when you're running in this full fat mode as opposed to the scaled down mode.
Which makes sense.
There's a new update, and you got to kind of go into the little settings to switch it. So if you got a Switch 2 and you were going to do that, do it. Check it out. Speaking of handhelds, the PlayStation Portal is getting a 1080p mode. They've got a new update to it that runs the games at a slightly higher quality.
What was it running before?
I think it was like 720.
Okay. Well, I have one. I have two actually, but I never really noticed that.
So players can now select a 1080p high quality mode during remote play and cloud streaming. This new mode enables players to enjoy games at a higher bit rate compared. Oh, I bet it's the bit rate. It's the bit rate that's coming through. It's not the render. It's like how
fast,
high of a fidelity is the stream.
That makes sense.
So yeah. And then there's some other stuff with the cloud stuff. I don't know. There's some trophy notifications and product details and blah, 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 blah. But like that's the big thing. So if you got a PlayStation Portal, check it out. I mostly just put this in here for you.
Yeah. I need to charge. I haven't really used mine in a while. It's, my girlfriend was using it more because I accidentally got two of them. So I gave one to her and I kept the one.
Yeah.
And she's been using it a lot for Baldur's Gate. She'll just be sitting there playing Baldur's Gate.
It works great for Baldur's Gate.
In our room type of thing.
Speaking of things that'll make Baldur's Gate look better, we finally got that Pisser 2.
Yeah.
Pisser 2.0 last week.
The greatest pisser.
Yep. So there were two things that happened here. One was there were specific updates for Silent Hill F, Monster Hunter Wilds, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Crimson Desert, as well as Veilguard, Alan Wake 2 Control, and Neo 3. These had very specific... Oh, and Dragon's Dogma 2 for
that did catch me off guard. Yeah.
These had specific updates that made them a little bit better with the Pisser 2.0. But as I found out last week, you can also just go into the Sony settings, turn it on, and any game that uses the Pisser will use the 2.0 version. And I gotta say, I looked at some stuff. It looks better. Like,
that's great.
I've watched some Digital Foundry videos. There's a big problem with shimmering, like this kind of shimmery texture that you would get. Gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alan Wake 2, solid. Silent Hill F, solid. Like all the games that had this like shimmery problem to them.
It'll give me a great reason to play Alan Wake 2 again, and Control, actually, from what I hear.
Actually, you know what I was going to do is because I've been looking for reasons to I was playing the Resident Evil Village DLC because I never played it.
Oh, yeah.
I want to play some Resident Evil. But I was thinking with this, I might go back and play the Control DLC for Alan Wake 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because I never played it.
I never did either,
We did some dojos on it, but I never actually played all the way through it. So, but yeah. And then there's more games that are coming. Cyberpunk 2077 is supposed to be getting an update, which, like, God help me. I mean, fucking, I like that game, but I don't want to play it again.
No, I actually never finished it. It would actually give me reasons because I owned it on my my Series X, and the reason I owned it on Series X is because when Cyberpunk 2077 did so badly, you could get it for peanuts.
Right, yep.
And I walked into a place and they're like, "Here is it costs you $5." It's like done
with the purchase of a Baja Blast, you get a free copy of Cyberpunk 2077.
Exactly. So I just got one that way. If they had it for the PS5 at the time, I would have gotten it. But at the time, I remember them saying that the Series X one ran slightly better.
Yeah, I think that's. I think when I recorded the dojos, I think I recorded it on Series X.
Yeah, because that was the thing, and they just didn't have one on the PS5.
But then when I played Phantom Liberty, I played the whole game on the PS5, and it was good.
Yeah, and so and it's on sale constantly, so maybe one of these days.
But yeah, we were talking about how this is what we want out of AI. Like, oh, they refined the AI upsampler engine, and so it's better now. So like all the games, and I think there's been some reports that some of the games, if you put the Pisser up to 2.0, they don't look quite right because it's forcing.
It's not designed for that.
Yeah, but
a
lot of them look fine, and either look better or no different.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, great. I'm very happy. Very happy.
Oh yeah, this is one of the reasons I got a PS5 Pro, and I'm very excited to see the most for it whenever GTA 6 comes out.
Yep.
To see if that will use it.
Yep. Let's see. All right. I don't know if you've been following it, but
I heard about this, actually.
Subnautica 2 drama has crystallized. A judge in Delaware, hi, I'm in Delaware, ordered that...
That's where my girlfriend's from originally.
Crafton must reinstate the CEO that they ousted and let them release their game into early access. They took him to court. The judge looked at all the stuff and basically said, like, well, no, you just fired them without cause. And this is such a great story because we hear the opposite all the time, right?
All the time,
firings and stuff. Like, they looked at all the evidence and said there was no reason. All the shit that Crafton said was all bullshit. Yeah. It was all just crap. They just want to get out of paying the $250 million bonus.
It was obvious to everyone, whether it was the judge or the entire fucking world. They're like, you just made up a bunch of shit.
Yep. And not just that, but then they also extended the time that they have to hit the sales target to get the bonus payout.
That's incredible.
To September 16th, I think, of this year, because they were supposed to do it last year.
Yeah.
It was going to be within like 90 days or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, nope, we're resetting the clock. Like, you got to go in there. And like, you fucking signed a contract. You signed a contract and said, if you hit this number of things, I got to pay you. And they were like,
fucking did this.
Oh, shit. I didn't think that they were actually going to do that. And it was like, no, it's Subnautica, man. Like, people go crazy for that shit.
And not only that, you've now given given them more time to make the game ready
Yep.
for this thing.
Because the dev team's still been working on it the entire
It's
time.
not like they stopped making the game entirely during
Because
this
they
time.
also talked about it. Remember there was like they fired them, and then they were like, why were they fired? And they had like this, they weren't working properly on the project. And then like a week later, it turns out that the guys that got fired knew they were going to get fired. They downloaded all this shit from the company, and they were like, yeah, also we fired them because they downloaded all that shit. And they were like, you didn't know that until after they were fired.
Yeah, you didn't know
the
that.
timeline doesn't work.
You also didn't really know that until kind of the court case kind of started, I think is what happened.
Yep.
And they're like, you can't just start claiming all this shit, guys. That's not how this works.
There's actually a specific, I don't know where it is in this article, but there's a specific legal term for trying to introduce evidence that would not have been available when the crime happened.
It's basically a paradox.
Yeah, yes.
It's just the whole thing was stupid. It was like everybody is looking at you guys, and it's pretty obvious that you have just did this to get out of a promise that you just did not think about.
Yep.
You just assume that no one would try to do that, but once you offer that, of course they're going to do everything in their power to try to get there.
But then, the funniest thing is that it's the second time, and I'm glad that it got nailed down because I don't know how solid it was. The fucking CEO of Krafton was using ChatGPT to try to do this. Like it came out in the court documents, and I don't know how, but that literally the guy was like, hey, ChatGPT, I'm in a contract where I'm going to have to pay these guys $250 million. I don't want to. How do I get out of that? And ChatGPT was like, well,
oh wait, I do remember that. Yeah.
And then apparently he created like a task force called Task Force X or something like that. That was
like the Suicide Squad.
No, it was like something else. It was like Team X or something. But
I do remember. I think we talked about that when that came out.
Project X.
There it is.
Yeah, with Matthew Broderick, teach the monkeys how to fly the airplanes. And they were supposed to come up with so they came with this pressure tactic where Project X was supposed to like pressure the guys to take a buyout, and then they wouldn't, and then when they wouldn't, they fucking slapped them with this fucking then you're fired. Well, then you're fired. And they were like, we can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, ChatGPT apparently was one of the it did that thing of like, wow, what a great idea. Let's explore it a little bit. Let's talk about how you can get out of this contract.
I remember that because it came up in court somehow.
Yep.
And I think it's because one of them admitted on the stand that they did that. I think is how it came up.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did it because they thought that there was a way that they could get out of culpability by saying, well, it was ChatGPT that told me what to do. Because, people do stupid shit like that all the time.
Wasn't it that they didn't erase its history or something?
It's possible.
And that's how
that
it came
could have
out?
been a thing as well.
I vaguely remember that being the reason why it was still there.
Also, it's got a release date. May of 2026.
Oh my God!
Boom! Subnautica 2. May of 2026.
I'm so excited for all of them.
Yeah, early access.
I hope,
baby.
I hope they just let everybody know. Hey, by the way, if you get this, we get a lot of money from it.
It's true. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna put it on the show.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Let's see. We got a little bit. Oh, we don't have a lot of time. We might have to do some lightning rounds here. This is the article I was talking about. Apparently, according to analysis, the PC market is about to overtake the entire console market, and it is because of sub $30 video games.
Yeah, we've talked about this at length multiple times before this has ever happened.
Yep.
Especially during the news story where it came out. What was it? 20% or something like that. We're buying new games within the year.
Oh, it was far lower.
It was lower than that, right? It was something real small.
Yeah.
It might have actually been like 7% or something. I might be being generous.
Yeah.
But we kept saying the only way to fix that currently is to have cheaper games. I had bought Crystal, and I fucking adored that game, and it was $20. If there were more games like that were within that range, I would be buying those things left and right.
Absolutely.
In fact, every game I've bought this year, or not this year, actually within the year, has been like the beat 'em ups that were like $30.
Yep.
The re-releases that are also like $30-$40.
Yep.
Like I have not spent that many $70 games within the year.
It's too much.
It's just not
too much.
feasible. And even one of the games I'm looking forward to this year is that Invincible Versus game. It's not even a full $70 game.
Yep.
Like unless you buy, I think the special edition thing.
Oh yeah.
But even then, that's not that's the deluxe version of it. the deluxe version of all the other games are 120 or whatever half the time.
Yep.
This is like, guys, it's not that hard. Like,
I mean, the
people are speaking with their wallets.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of the stuff with the AI and all the hardware and stuff. Also, it's like, this is like Peak, right? I don't need a fucking 5090 with fucking DLSS 5 to play Peak. And Peak is fun as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and they had the perfect thing where they're like, well, it's if it's $8, it's $10.
Right.
Like that whole thing.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
Yep.
And it was perfect. It was fantastic.
there is also another. So that's kind of the good news. There was also, this is a weird math story. So Steam had a presentation where they talked about how in 2025, 5,863 games earned 100K plus. And that if you look at this chart, like in the year 2000, it was around 3,000. Or around in 2020, it was around 3,000. So between 2020, it's 3,000. Now it's about 6,000. That's twice as many. And they were like, look at that. It's a healthy industry, right? And everybody was like, right, but how many games were released in 2020 and how many games were released in 2025?
Yeah.
And when you do that math, you find out that in 2025, there was about twice as many games that came out as there was in 2020.
Oh, yeah, I see.
So, no. Also,
No, statistics, yeah.
$100,000 in 2025 is not the same as $100,000 in 2020. Also, $100,000 is before Steam takes 30% and the government takes another 15%.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Then keep that $6,000 game term in mind, because there was also a second one that said games that made $500,000 was about 2,400. So now subtract that from the $100,000 games, and you'll find, like, because those games made way more than $100,000,
Yes.
right? So you'll find that you're basically down to about 1,550 or 5,500. So yeah, it's a little grim with the amount. Like it's a real knockdown, drag out fucking brawl on Steam to get any traction.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about Steam that's always been, and not just Steam. This is an issue on the PlayStation Store and the Nintendo Store, is the oversaturation has hit an all-time high.
Yep.
Not just because of the fact that Steam has had adult games and stuff like that, is because there's so many AI games ending up on these storefronts,
Yeah.
or knockoffs and stuff, that nobody's like paying attention to these things anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So people are fighting to the death over even original ideas.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
Let's see from there. Speaking of Steam, apparently there's like an FBI investigation that's currently going on.
Really?
Because apparently last year there were a couple of different games on Steam: Block Blasters, Kemia, Dashverse, Dash FPS, Lampy, Lunara, Pirate FI, and Tokenova, that were all games that you could buy on Steam that had malware on them.
Oh my God.
Like you would install the game and you would get fucking ransomware along the way. So apparently the FBI is doing an actual investigation. If you bought or got any of those games, they want to hear from you, because apparently they're putting together actual cyber crimes. So
That's kind of fucked, but that's the danger of PC gaming in general.
Yep. I mean that's also like a minuscule percentage of
Yes.
the Steam games. So
Look, guys, not every game has a razor blade in it.
that's right.
So don't worry too much about it. Just always check
your
a game
games
before you install it.
Yes,
That's really
before you
what
let
it
the
comes
kids
down
have
to it. Yeah.
Speaking of silly PC shit, I don't know if you saw this, but Resident Evil Requiem has a website in it, like on a screen, and it was like newdawn-capcom.com, and it was like on a screen in a background.
Oh.
And apparently people were talking about it, and it was just like unregistered, and so some guy was like, well, here's $15. Give me that fucking website. And it kind of went through a thing where he put like, at first he said I was going to put like a Rickroll on it, and then he thought about putting, and then instead he put his like socials on there.
Oh.
And he's like, and I'll give it back to Capcom, but they have to ask me directly,
Yeah.
and I will talk to them about giving it back. Like I'm not going to try to extort them or anything,
No,
but like,
if anything, if I would just be like, look, I just want a free game or something, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like a care package. A lot of people like that sort of thing.
they should send him a copy of Resident Evil Requiem that only works with DLSS 5.
That's the only version they have now.
It must be turned on.
They
There
burned
is no
all the
turning
other
it off.
copies now, so now that's the only ones.
That's
yeah.
right. Speaking of Capcom, Saudi Arabia bought another 5% of Capcom last
I was
week.
just talking to somebody about this earlier today.
Yep.
Because we were just talking about how the fact that because they were bringing up Saudi Arabia with the because for some reason one of my coworkers brought it up about different things here and there, and I'm just like, look, it's part of it's because they want to diversify.
Yeah.
From oil, which makes sense. Oil is, it's not, they know oil isn't forever type of thing. But what caught me off guard is what they keep putting money into, which is media. Because it's this and the Paramount thing
the EA
as well,
deal.
the EA thing.
Yep.
In fact, the when Paramount first bought out another one, that was also a bunch of Saudi money thing.
Yep.
SNK was the other one. It's like, I just find it fascinating that the government just keeps going, yeah, give me those movies and those games instead of anything else, like land or something.
Well,
it's very strange to me.
At this point, I think that they looked at the sales of Resident Evil and they were like, that's a good investment, right? It's like you invest in Capcom, they put out Pragmata, sells great, whatever. They put out DLC for Resident Evil Requiem, it sells great, whatever. Apparently they already had 5%, so this brings them up to 10% stake, but still, I don't think Capcom is going to let the Saudi government get more than that. I don't think they're going to let them jerk them around like EA.
No. And the thing is, as long as they leave, as long as they're just investors, then they're not doing they're not doing what they did with SNK type of thing.
Yeah,
I don't really have any issues with it overall because it's just another person with a lot of money that are giving them the thing, because Saudi people have more money than sense to begin with.
Yeah,
there's the reason I say that is because there's the news story, not even a news story, it's this very common thing where they buy stupidly expensive cars and then they realize they can't fully pay them off, so they just go to an airport and leave them in a parking lot.
Oh, sure.
And then leave.
Yeah.
And so there's what's called it's just like a fucking fancy car graveyard in these airport parking lots because they're covered in sand because of all the wind and stuff. The sand, and there's just fucking Lamborghinis and shit all there that nobody fucking can just take with them for some reason. It's fascinating.
All right, it's time for Super Lightning Round. Good job, IO. IOI has given the publishing rights for Mind's Eye to build a Rocket Boy and wipe their hands on their jeans and walked away.
My God, I've never. God, IO was so we are so proud to have published our first game with our friends here at what was the name of it? Build a Rocket Boy.
Barb.
They were like, we're so excited that we're going to have some fucking crossover shit.
Yep.
We're going to be best friends forever. We braid each other's hair. Not even a month later, they're like, I don't know that guy. I've never met him in my life. Just don't talk to me about him.
Well, he's a lunatic.
That's fucking hilarious.
Some people that put money into High Guard of the PS5 are getting refunds, even though they didn't ask for them, just kind of out of nowhere. So just get an email saying, hey, here's your money back.
That's that's definitely a nice thing for Sony to do.
Yeah.
Because that game lasted, what, a month? At most?
About.
So, yeah, that makes sense.
Remedy has launched the final update for FBC Firebreak.
Oh.
And FBC Firebreak will now no longer get any additional content updates. They're not turning off the servers. They're not doing, and they will be doing bug fixes, but they will not be doing any more content updates. So if you'd like, you are more than happy to play the game. Also, I think they're adding a thing where if you have the game, you can basically give, you have up to 3 friends that don't have the game play with you. So
that's actually a great way of keeping this game alive.
Yeah. Also, it's like $20 moving forward.
That's actually. I'm going to say this about this. That was one of the most disappointing games I've ever played, and even when we played it with people, it still was not anything that we kind of were hoping it would be.
Absolutely.
I'm not sad by this news, but I'm also going to say I didn't know that game was still up.
It's good. I'm happy for them to just move on.
Yeah.
Just move on.
Yeah.
Bungie is throwing duos into Marathon for a limited amount of time, testing it out. Apparently, I don't know why companies keep making games that are either solos or trios, and everybody's like, yeah. But what about duos? I got one friend that I want to play this game with. And they're like, yeah, well, we didn't account for that. So go get a rando, I guess.
Yeah, every time.
Night Rain had the same thing. where it launched with singles and trios, and I was like, I just want to play with Jason. Like, I don't know. So,
I never, it's for some reason people were just like, don't you have 2 other friends? They're like, stop it.
Yeah. So they're putting it out as an experimental thing. They're going to see how it goes. Also, there was a patch last week. It was kind of funny that Marathon put out that raised the volume on all of the battle noises.
Oh, really?
And they accidentally made it too loud. So people were like, I'm just sitting here by myself, and there's like this fucking the Vietnam War is happening outside, and I can hear it everywhere. I don't know where anybody is. And then I look outside, there's just nobody for miles, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That would be fucking hilariously terrifying.
So they rolled that back. Tomb Raider rolled out some new skins, some new updates, and they're terrible.
Wow.
These are some new skins, free skins that they're adding to the Tomb Raider 1 through 3, and they look like absolute trash.
This is real bad.
Like, they look worse than Tomb Raider. Some of them are even like you could see a break in the texture pattern, like where it's wrapped wrong. Some of them are like there's just chains that are like painted on and like pixelated edges,
like JPEGs of chains.
It's fucking horrible. There's a user who was like, "Yeah, this is free and I don't want it. Like I don't want any part of it."
Like, go back to that swimsuit one.
Yeah,
because you like that one is like real bad because they don't even. It doesn't even have like a cleavage section. It's just like painted on.
Yep.
It's like there's no indentation.
Flesh-colored bodysuit.
It's really stupid.
There should be some lines here where the boobies smash together.
Yeah, it just looks ridiculous.
Also, all the lines are like jaggedy. That should be straight. They should be straight arcs, and they're just like so.
Like everything is like they look like they were designed for a PS1 game.
Yep.
And not for this remastered look.
Yep.
This is garbage.
Speaking of Crystal Dynamics, they're laying some people off.
Oh, that sucks.
25, I think it's 25 people. More than, or it's cutting 20 people. Apparently, this will not be affecting the release of either of the Tomb Raider games that they are putting out. Because remember, they're remaking the first one. They're making new ones.
I was about to say, that's the shocking thing about this, is they're knee deep in remaking the very first Tomb Raider. I'm assuming only the first Tomb Raider. And then their sequel that they don't have any footage of yet.
Yep.
You think that they would want these people to be there.
Absolutely.
That's very weird.
And then how about a little good news to round things out? The Triple I initiative was like a little showcase that they put on a couple years in a row.
Okay.
It's like 45 minutes of just trailers. A lot of it was, I think it was done by Evil Empire, and it was specifically to like showcase the Prince of Persia remake and then the Castlevania Dead Cells crossover.
Yeah.
But then they also brought in a whole bunch of other people, and they kind of put a little bow on it to make it a thing. But they're doing a new one on April 9th, and it's going to be probably going to get to see the new Castlevania, which is why I pointed it out. So
I'm very excited. The whole Belmont's Curse thing just looks really good. In fact, I had saw one of my Facebook memories from when the Dead Cells crossover came out.
Yeah.
I literally said, I want a Castlevania game from these people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, my wish came true.
It looks like they're also going to be having at least Dead as Disco, which I love that game. It's like, what if Batman Arkham Asylum was also a rhythm game?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So
it's very cool. I'm very, very excited. I want Castlevania to rise from the ashes the way Dracula keeps fucking doing every few years.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we've got a crap load of trailers, and there's some really good ones in here. So stick around, and we'll see you in just a minute. And we're back. And before we get into the trailers, we got a quick rapid fire. There's a couple stories we didn't get to that are all about Fortnite.
Yes, the Fort peoples.
They raised the price on the V-Bucks, and there's some people that were trying to organize a boycott at the launch of the new season, which is actually the day that we're recording this.
Yes.
Saying March 19th, don't play Fortnite, protest the V-Bucks. And I'm like, well, yeah, you guys do whatever you want to. I wasn't going to play Fortnite anyway, so I'm standing with solidarity with all of you Fortnite people by not playing the game I haven't played for 6 months. So.
Yeah, here's the thing, Jeff. Bugs Bunny is releasing with this.
That's true.
So I kind of have to.
That's true.
I'm legally obligated to do it.
Fortnite did respond, basically saying, like, I mean, you know, they were like, the cost of running Fortnite has gone up, and we're raising prices to help pay the bills. Like, it's just, yep.
Yeah, and their explanation for a lot of that stuff. I think I don't know if you. Did you guys talk about it at any point?
The way that
the way the pricing is now.
Oh yeah, with the battle pass and the
the battle pass and everything's changed. All that stuff, all that good stuff. I don't know how costumes work currently because I'm part of not part of because it makes it sound like it's like a cult. No, I have the membership thing that they do so you can get all the passes or whatever.
Oh yeah,
per month, and it gives you a specific amount per month. Now it's going to be 800 instead of 1,000.
Right,
but I guess mine was before that point, so I got the 1,000. I don't know when the 800 activates. I guess
it starts next month. They also added a bunch of Star Wars assets into the creation tools this week.
Okay.
So apparently this is a thing they've been talking about for a while, so you can now make your own quote-unquote games using the Star Wars assets, kind of like you could with the Ninja Turtle stuff before. So that's cool.
And you can make your own Star Wars Outlaws.
And then we had some Fortnite trailers. I didn't have any Fortnite trailers last week, but we got the Chapter 7 Season 2 Showdown, which has the return of the Rock and the fucking. It just looks like the Lich King from or the guy from Warcraft.
I think it's he just looks like it. I don't even know who he's supposed to be.
But apparently there's going to be a new rivalry system where you can start a rivalry with another person and then get like benefits from hunting them down type of thing.
Yeah, because you you can choose the side you're on, like whether or not you're on Dwayne the Rock Johnson side, or the side of
the generic bad guy.
Lich King, I guess. Yeah, because I saw a post from them showing like the current numbers.
Yeah,
of who's chosen it. I think it's like 1.3 million on the Rock and then 1.7 on the other side.
Oh, really? Okay.
Is currently what it is.
Okay.
And so they're like, yeah, that's pretty close. But I'm sure it's updated since then because that was like this morning, I think, that I saw that.
Okay.
So I think that's part of how it is. And you get different skins or something if you do that, I think, or something like that.
Sure.
I can't remember.
Well, you know a lot more about Fortnite than I do these
it's
days.
because it's more because like I've been keeping up with the season sort of. Lately I have been keeping up with it more because people were surprised that they got Dwayne the Rock Johnson back, kind of thing, because he is a big fucking
he's the
big time
foundation
type of thing. Because he was he was in the game before this point.
It's a specific like hero. And then also Bugs Bunny is in there.
Oh, and they released new MCU skins today as well. Because the part of the Frozen people in the trailer, one of them's World War II Captain America MCU wise.
Okay, so
they're probably out by now.
A nice little short for this that I kind of liked. There was the guy that it's like kind of an office style thing, and he's the guy who like handles the Spawn Island, and so he's like, I'm the one that has to put all the shit back together, and so they've got this kind of live action with a bunch of people just fucking the place up and dancing and shooting at walls, and
that's great.
He talks about how he's got the Bugs Bunny is in there briefly. He's got the like one of the robots, the Foundation robots in there, and all it does is shoot at stuff. And he's like, yeah, he doesn't quite know the ropes yet, but I've never had a friend before. And so it's a cute little live action thing. Plus, it's nice to see them recreating the chaos of the waiting room with actual people dressed up in dumb Fortnite costumes.
That's my favorite part because I was expecting them to all be like CGI things, but there are actually people in outfits doing the dances and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's really funny.
Yeah. It's pretty fun. And at the end, Bugs Bunny pulls his chair out from underneath him. It's a pretty good Bugs Bunny skin. I don't know if it really conforms to the exact character outlines of the Fortnite characters, but it's a good skin nonetheless.
I'm very curious to see like exactly how, because I've seen like little bits of it, but I haven't like looked at the model, if that makes sense. Like, looking it over.
I've only seen it in action in these trailers.
Yeah,
so.
Same.
We also got the new Marvel Rivals Season 7 trailer, also in Season 7. So this is... they're adding in Black Cat and it's like White Fox or something like that. Some kind of
I think White Tiger is a White Tiger
maybe. I don't know. It's a lady. She's wearing like a business suit.
I'd have to see them.
Anyway, there's a lot of Black Cat going on in here. I had a story earlier this week that was like where the people that made this were talking about. That's a character.
I don't think I know who this is.
About the Gooner skins. They were just like, yeah, well, we just try to give the people like the things that they're interested in.
Yeah, because apparently mayor, like they have the Kingpin is the mayor, and he's like instituting martial law or some shit.
Black Cat and White Fox, which I was like,
I feel like I know them, but I don't. Their skins are always different from what they normally are.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't really know overall.
Yeah, she's like a very kind of Eastern-inspired kind of Nine-Tailed Fox-esque kind of thing. So we got her fighting the Black Cat. So yeah, oh my goodness, two sexy ladies in cleavage costumes in fucking Marvel Rivals. The deuce, you say?
Yeah, the deuce. I'm shocked by this thing. Shocked.
I was kind of surprised that like it seems like Felicia has a bunch of like gambit powers. Is that a new thing? Like she's throwing like purple cards at people and she's like purple energies coming off of her and stuff.
Well, she's like maybe it's like a way of showing off like the bad luck power that she has because she has bad luck powers is the idea of her.
Oh, good.
So I don't know if that's something that happens in this or not.
Luck powers worked out so well for Longshot. Nobody knows who the fuck he is.
Well, the funny thing is the reason the bad luck powers thing happened was she's like, I want superpowers like Spider-Man's because we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I think it's the Kingpin was like, I got a great idea. I'm going to give you bad luck powers. And it just fucks up Spider-Man the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
So it became like a huge fucking issue.
I don't know. She looks pretty close to what she looks like in the comics.
Yeah, I looked her up. She's like a newer character and hasn't really been used all that much.
Well, there you go. So you know, really really going with the hits. I mean, really going with like another lady you can make a swimsuit skin for and make another $2 million.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yep, you know what the fuck you're doing. We also got the launch trailer, speaking of all kinds of pop culture stuff, for Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War! ! This is a boomer shooter in kind of the Quake style, like early 3D. This is made by the people who made Bolt Gun.
Well, now I'm excited.
And it looks like a real throwback.
My desire to know more has increased, Jeff.
Is intensified. It looks like a real throwback to the old kind of chunky early 3D FPS games.
How did I not know this was happening?
I don't know. It's because they have like a VR game they keep talking about, and it's like, well, you should have showed me this. Like,
yeah, no, this is what I want.
This looks a lot more.
You guys,
there's like some mech parts. There's apparently like a mode where it's called like to beat the bug, you must know the bug, and so there's a mode where you get to play as the bugs.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, and they even for the trailer, I know for some of the marketing of this, they dragged old Casper Van Diem down to the office and gave him a C note to put on the uniform and do a couple of quick like pointing at the camera shots.
That man loves being known for this have you ever heard him like talk about how his kids are just like have a hard time with dealing with the fact he's famous for this movie?
No,
because you know there's nudity in that movie and everything.
Oh yeah.
So a bunch of like kids and students that are like their classmates are like, man, I've seen your dad naked.
I mean, you know,
and he's like, I don't see the issue.
That's what happens. So
he loves being part of this franchise, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
How much is this?
I don't know. Let's see.
I have to look into this. Because God, I love a good boomer shooter.
So it's a 20% off on Steam. Is $17.99 down from $22.
That's not bad at all.
Let's see. It says maybe I was Let's just see. Yeah, no, same one. Auroch Digital. Yep, same company.
Those guys are great. I really like those guys a lot so far.
Yep.
I'll look into this.
See, speaking of weird crossover shit, I don't know if you saw this, Michael. Shinobi, the Shinobi game that we liked so much last year, is getting a new villains pack, which is like a little some kind of challenge mode. And so they have this whole animated trailer where he's fighting the guy. They're recapping the whole story. They're showing him fight the dude from the game, and he's blasting him up, he's blasting him up, and at the end they're like, yeah, but there's some more villains, Michael, and let me see who. Oh my God! I was gonna say Goro Majima.
What the fuck?
Goro Majima is there. Dr. Eggman. Dr. Eggman is there, and Death Adder from Golden Axe is there as like
that's not what I expected at all.
Some
from
optional boss fights that you can do, and I'm like, that's Joe Musashi in a Sonic stage. And also in fucking Kamurocho from
The Goro
Yakuza.
Majima one is the one that catches me the most off guard, because that is just absolutely insane to me.
I mean, like, I appreciate the chutzpah. I appreciate seeing Death Adder. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
No, yeah, nobody's thought about him in a very long time. That man answered the phone so fast.
But yeah, the idea that you got to use your ninja powers to fight Dr. Eggman, I guess. I mean, I'll take that.
I'm cool with that, yeah.
Take that over some other stuff. Other stuff like Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which has some new characters. Who do you think is coming to... There's 3 new characters coming to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds,
Were these
Michael.
already announced beforehand?
They were announced with this trailer.
Oh, so these are new ones.
I think so, yes.
Okay, because I know the Mega Man thing was already happening.
It's not Mega Man.
It's not the Mega Man. It's not the SpongeBob thing.
No, it's not. Neither one of those.
Oh, wait, no, I think I know one of these.
Who do you
Is it
think
one of them? What the fuck was his name? I just saw him. I feel like I just saw this news story.
Yeah.
Wasn't one of them like Goro Majima or something like that?
Yes, one of them is Goro Majima.
I saw the other 2, but I already forgot who they were.
So it's the Red from Angry Birds because they bought Rovio.
Yeah.
And they don't do shit. Fucking Goro Majima from Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii has a little pirate ship car.
I did see this somewhere.
That he's driving around like a fucking weirdo. And then the last one is like, I don't know. It's a lady from the Puyo Puyo games. Which I don't even remember her name because she's just like some generic person.
Oh, okay.
It's Arl.
Yeah, I don't know.
Arl.
I think she's
Puyo
on the
Puyo
cover of
games.
those games, yeah, but that's all I know about her.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I remember because I vaguely remembered this because of the Goro Majima thing.
Yeah.
And the Red thing because I'm like, well, they have to use them somewhere. They've spent money on them.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of weird, but use who you have, I guess.
The idea that you're putting Goro Majima in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is strange to me. It makes more sense for him to be in the Shinobi game than it does for him to be in the fucking Mario Kart game.
Wasn't Kiryu in one of the other Sonic games, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't remember.
I swear one of these Sonic racing games had people from all of Sega.
I don't remember. Probably. I mean, I wouldn't. If you told me,
I
that,
want to say it was the second one. I think. I'm looking that up.
Those coming out April and May. And then there's also, they're adding a bunch of classic Sega game soundtracks that you can play while you do your racing. So, yeah, if you're into that.
Yeah, people really like those. Like, I've known people who like those games more than they like fucking Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I've always been confused by that.
Fuck, we played that one we played it for Christmas, right? It was hard.
It was very hard. We were shocked at how fucking difficult that game was.
Yeah. Okay, what is this? A video went private. One of my trailers went private, Michael.
Really?
Which one was it? Let's see. So we were at interesting. There was a Cyberpunk 2077 arcade game. And we had a trailer. And it's let's see. Not this one. This one. Chrome Rush. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I think that somebody might have uploaded some internal renders.
That they weren't supposed to yet.
Yeah. Because this is a motorcycle racing game. Like a motorcycle racing arcade game where you literally have a big plastic motorcycle that you get to sit on that goes back and forth. They only have like renders of this cabinet. They don't have like an actual prototype or anything.
Oh, so this is going to be like in a place.
Yes. This is like a Road Rash,
Okay.
the arcade game. And apparently it's got like combat. You could there's a combat button and then there's like a turbo button and you do the whole thing where you're fucking leaning back and forth on the motorcycle. And I'm like, okay, I guess, question mark?
I don't know, I've seen weirder things. Like, if it's an actual physical cabinet, that could be kind of fun.
I guess it's just the footage that they're using. I don't know if it's just stuff they cobbled together in the game or if this is like actually footage of what it looks like. But I guess it's just kind of weird because like I feel like I could already do this in Cyberpunk 2077. I don't need to go to an arcade to sit on a piece of plastic.
That happens all the time with arcade games. There's a Guitar Hero arcade game.
No, that's true.
You don't it's like, yeah, but yeah, I can just not spend $1 on an arcade to do that.
Yeah.
It's the same with there's another one that I remember being an arcade game that I was surprised by, and I can't remember what it is. But it's another one of those instances of like, well, I can just play this at home type of thing.
Yeah.
I think it was Fruit Ninja. It was a Fruit Ninja one.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Sometimes the gimmick is alone enough to make somebody want to do something like that.
Also, I think that like it's just a matter of time before this is implemented into the actual game itself as free DLC.
Oh, 100%.
So, but yeah, you may be able to see that in an arcade.
Every time I see one of those machines, though, I think of that American Dad episode where Stan gets thrown off of one.
Oh,
he
yeah.
overdoes it.
Yeah, where he's going super fast.
He was going 100 miles per hour down Tokyo. A madman. It's fucking hilarious.
Let's see. IGN put out a gameplay snippet from Exodus.
Oh.
Speaking of science fiction, this is a little bit of combat, a little bit of exploration. The combat looks an awful lot like a kind of an old school cover-based Mass Effect 2 style shooter, just looking better than that it used to. So
the more I learn about this game, the more actually I am interested in it, is the thing. Because I remember I didn't realize it was that Matthew McConaughey voiceover trailer thing. And the more I learned about it, the more I'm like, actually, no, this is actually more exciting as time goes on.
There was also, they had that Amazon Prime level.
Did they do Secret level for
it? Yeah, it was the one with the faster than light travel was
I guess
based
I didn't
on this.
see that one.
So, yeah, it's about a guy that's like looking for his daughter, and by the time he finds her, she's old and he's not, because he keeps going through
the FTLs,
light speed, to try to find her. But yeah, I mean, I think that this looks like I think
it's the plot of Lightyear.
This all looks fine as long as like the story and the like. This looks like acceptable gameplay from kind of third person action exploration to cover based shooting.
Well, yeah, the reason the Mass Effect games have aged well is because the storylines are very, very enthralling.
Yeah.
And so if you have the same sort of type of gameplay hasn't evolved past that point necessarily, as long as the story works, I am perfectly fine with it.
Yeah. I mean, I like everything I've been seeing about it. I just hope it turns out to be very good or very bad, just not mediocre. Just please don't be middle of the road, lukewarm tea.
We don't want it to be all right.
I don't want it to be all right, or all right. So apparently there's some more gameplay coming later on this year. But yeah, they keep trickling this stuff out a little bit at a time. And then the other thing is that they started with that big McConaughey jump. Yeah. And then I haven't heard jack shit from that motherfucker since then. So.
No, yeah, because wasn't it being made here in Austin or something like that? So
Switchbacks Blizzard
I think that's
people.
part of why they ended up talking to him.
Yeah, absolutely. We got the PS5 announcement for Stupid Never Dies.
This thing,
the game that we saw. I think it was at the Game Awards.
Yeah, it was at the Game Awards.
With the kind of zombie guy, real like kind of Suda51.
Because I think it was the pre-show.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because
it was like the last thing in the pre-show, if I remember correctly.
It had him like the zombie guy, and then this lady. But then this trailer comes out, and it looks like it's very much a time-limited roguelike run-based thing.
Oh, okay.
They talk about how you're going to pick cards for power-ups, and then like you have a certain amount of time, and the longer you go on, the better the loot that you get. Then you get to power up, and you get to go even faster. I don't know. The lady seemed like she had a more prevalent.
She was very much in the first trailer.
She was like alive, and here she's like frozen. And part of the reason that he's doing these runs is to be able to unthaw her, I guess.
Okay, yeah, because I don't remember that being in the other one, but I don't remember the trailer that well because I only watched it a couple of times. But she was a big part of that trailer.
She was, but it still looks cool. It was like a kind of a throwback third person action roguelike game, and I love the art style. Very, very Suda51. Lollipop chainsaw kind of punk stuff.
Yeah, as long as this game isn't like super expensive, I think it's going to do like the way Hi-Fi Rush did. Yeah, where I think it's going to do fairly well.
That's what I need to play. I need to play Romeo Must Die.
Yeah, that is something I need to play too. Yeah.
Speaking of Suda51 games, but yeah, it looks pretty cool.
It looks great,
and I think it's just 2026 at the moment, so no specific release date. Changing gears, we got a trailer for this game called Samson. I've not heard of yet, and I looked at it. It was very just like kind of Grand Theft Auto, but then like with Grand Theft Auto with kind of Batman Arkham Asylum or Arkham Asylum combat, kind of a third person.
I vaguely feel like we've heard of this before.
I was thinking that, but I couldn't remember it. It's very just like kind of realistic where you're playing some dirtbag, beating up some other dirtbags in some kind of dirtbag town.
Wait, wasn't this the one where we thought like it just needed better sound? design or something at the time.
Oh, maybe.
Because I remember it might be that one. Because I remember there was a game where we're like, this looks really cool, but the sound design on it
was
is
terrible.
lacking.
Yeah. It was either this or something that looks very much like this. At first I couldn't figure out whether this was like, I don't know. This has the ability, Michael, I look at the trailer for this and I'm like, okay, this could either be the next Sleeping Dogs, because that would have been very similar to what we're seeing here.
There was a trailer back in December, so it might be
that game.
It might be that one.
So yeah, I think that this could either be like a Sleeping Dogs or this could be a Mind's Eye. And I don't know which yet.
Yeah, you want to know what the funniest thing is? When I found that trailer, guess what the first comment said?
Something about the sound design?
No, it said, don't be Mind's Eye.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, because, you got a kind of a scruffy protagonist driving around in a semi-photorealistic town with a muscle car, and it's like, oh, the last time I heard that, yeah. So
that it also reminds me of that time when we heard about a game that looked kind of interesting, and it became one of the weirdest things ever made, which was a Quiet. What was it? Quiet Man? Is that
Quiet Man? Yeah,
that was
Square
another
Enix
fucking
one.
weird ass thing that exists.
Very much so. That's an old one. But yeah. Yeah, Samson. I don't know. Having a hard time because it looks a little promising, but it also...
It's got a shot. I think it just depends on what ends up happening with it. Because we've been burned before on pretty nice-looking trailers.
Oh, sure. But, you got to keep track of them. People
That's true.
How do you know about all these video games? I'm like, I watch fucking 40 trailers a week. So.
I keep up with everything, yeah.
Okay, here's one to put on everybody's radar. There's a game called Yerba Buena, which is a real mouthful. I don't really know a whole lot of what's going on here. It's in San Francisco in 1976. It's got this very kind of simplistic art style, and you're playing as a young lady who gets some kind of device that allows you to kind of stretch and move the world around, and it appears like the world is maybe like a simulation of some sort. It's hard to say. I couldn't entirely
there was
understand what was going on in the trailer.
Stuff that looked glitchy whenever you looked at some parts.
Right, but so here you see there's some real
wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, it goes from kind of normal to what? So it's unclear to me exactly what all is happening here. Apparently, this is this kind of a take on a portal gun, but you can move around the environment and switch stuff around. And I don't know. And there appears to be towards the end, it's there's some kind of reality cop thing, and you're trying to rescue your dad. And I'm like, I don't know, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, this is just an interesting game. This is the type of thing that games were designed for.
Right.
Weird shit.
Yeah.
A movie could never do this without being too weird.
Yeah.
But a game, absolutely.
And it's got just enough of a kind of a semi-low. It's the detail level isn't super high, and the animations aren't super smooth to the point where I'm like, okay, this is could be a good one, because that's it's a passion project made by a small team type of thing. So.
It kind of reminds me of some of the old Telltale movements, the way their designs are.
I could see that.
Prior to the Walking Dead game.
There's a game that looks like this game, but I can't for the life of me remember what it is. But yes, it's got very kind of severe motion on the characters. So
people are very detailed enough that they're pretty good looking, but their movements, like you said, are very extreme.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Yerba Buena.
That looks pretty neat.
Yerba
I'm
Buena.
very interested to see where this goes.
Yeah, there's a lot of real weird shit in here, so go check it out. Let's see. We got this one's not really so much of a trailer as it is a music video with some pieces of trailers in it. This is a music video for a song called Skeletons in the Closet for There Are No Ghosts at the Grand.
Oh, yeah, this game.
And it's just a ska band playing this song called Skeletons in the Closet with this lady she's from a different band called the Skints.
Okay. So this is just a trailer. This is just a way of doing a trailer for this at the same time.
Yeah, well, they green screen them into the game environment when they play their song.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, Michael. Amanda and I played the trailer, or we played the demo for this. This game is a musical.
The game is a musical?
Yeah, we were on a boat. And like this song came on, and it was like, oh, this is a pretty cool song. And then this lady started singing. And it was like, oh, this is a pretty good song. And there's like a lady singing. And then we turn around, we realized the other character we were on the boat with was singing this song, and then our character started singing back and forth with a duet with them.
That's
and it was
kind of
like,
awesome, actually.
Oh, I didn't know. I already thought this was like, okay, it's ghost hunting, and it's like Power Wash Simulator, and it's like there's like spookiness, and it's like, oh yeah, it's also a musical, a ska musical.
This game has it all. This game was designed for Amanda, if that's the case.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Also, I mean, it should be noted that like while we're not listening to the audio, this was a good song.
Yeah.
Like I keep listening to songs from that People of Note game, and they're just not quite good enough. And
yeah, there's some
was
games
a good
like
ass
that.
song. So
Yeah, that's fucking great. That means they put a lot of work probably into the rest of the game's songs.
yeah. So and yeah, No Ghost of the Grand is coming out. I think does it have a release date? No, I think it's just coming out sometime this year. So it's gonna be on Game Pass. We also got a trailer for the Seventh Guest remake.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
I think this is different than the one that we thought about before. I think it was a VR game. This is just a full remake.
Interesting.
And it looks like it has, I can't quite tell whether they've had new actors come in to do the live action part. For anybody who doesn't know, Seventh Guest was like a puzzle game like Myst, except there were these parts where you had full film of actors that was spliced in.
It's called FML, I think. It's full motion
FMV.
FMV.
Yeah,
sorry.
full motion video. And
FML was fuck my life. Just realized
it's not
that.
FML.
Yeah, it's not FML.
I always thought it was interesting because it made Seventh Guest stand out a lot more.
Oh, 100%.
But it was also a puzzle game, so I didn't want to play it. But I'm also not entirely sure whether these might just be character models. They might be 3D character models, even though they look really nice. Like there's parts of them that make me feel like it could be character models.
It's hard to tell with some because the first one he looks like a character model, but then the last one doesn't feel like it. It feels more like a projection onto it.
Yeah,
which is why it might be. Maybe that would be an interesting thing to do, like to maybe have it be kind of like a character model, but it's just like the person's video kind of inside of a model, if that makes sense.
Like Siren?
Yeah.
Where they project the faces onto Siren?
Sort of like that, except it's their whole body, so it's like that way you can move where it is, but it's still just like their body inside, almost like a shell.
Yeah.
Like they're inside like almost like a glass bubble.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
we need to see more footage of it type of thing.
Into Seventh Guest. Looks like they're doing Seventh Guest, so... let's see. We got the announcement trailer, speaking of kind of spooky stuff, for Remothered Red Nun's Legacy, the third game in the Remothered series. The first one, I think that people might remember because the main character kind of looked like Jodie Foster.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that.
And there was a second one that was like too slow for us to get anywhere in one dojo. This one's got a big nun with a creepy hat and a bunch of like intestines or umbilical cords coming out of her, and it's mostly cutscene and spookiness.
Yeah.
At the very end, they have one sequence where what appears to be a player character is in a room, and an incredibly scantily clad nun busts in and then screeches and tries to get at him.
There's something to say over there.
I'm like, okay,
cool, I guess.
Sure?
Question mark?
I'm surprised. This is like the wait, did I even have that trailer in here? No, I cut it. This is like the what the fuck is that horror franchise I keep saying? Broken Lore, where I'm like, I don't know how you guys keep getting the funding to make Remothered games, because
I don't know.
I never saw a story that was like Remothered sold really well, actually.
I've never met anyone who's actually finished any of them.
Yep. I barely started them. Let's see. We also had a game called Will Follow the Light, which appears to be a kind of a little bit of a spooky game. This appears to be a like a father rescuing his son. And it's mostly just like a guy. It's kind of a third-person pulled-back game.
Yeah.
In this kind of semi-realistic area of a guy kind of trying to find out. It's like a lighthouse keeper. It's after a storm. He's trying to find his son or something.
Oh, that's why it's Follow the Light. Okay.
And it's all like spooky and shit. I don't know. I kind of like the look of this. There was a lot in the trailer of just this kid like yelling, why won't you rescue me? Kind of thing. So I don't know. Could be good. Could be one to just keep an eye on.
Where are your children? For the last time, I don't know.
But Yeah, something to keep an eye on.
No, it's very interesting. I would have to see more of the actual gameplay itself.
Me too.
Because it's just all environments in this trailer.
Grime 2 got announced for the PlayStation.
Oh, nice.
It's funny because this trailer was the most I think I've seen of Grime 2, and it's so much more colorful than Grime 1 was.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looks a lot different.
It's got these very striking... Well, first off, the main character has these kind of transformations that are all in white as opposed to black, so the character kind of turns into this white blobby substance.
Yeah.
But then the enemies all have like these very like iridescent, primary colored shells and crystals and bones and stuff that you see, and the environments have this very clear color palette on the back of them.
It looks fantastic.
I don't even know if this is all the way out on the PC. I don't know if it came out on the PC or if this is just like
early access type of thing.
Yeah, because I think it was in early access, but I don't know if it ever came. I think the first one was like it was on Epic Game Store or something only.
Yeah, I feel like that's true.
March 31st of this year. Oh,
All right,
like
so
a week.
Yeah, in a week from now. Yeah, it's like a Tuesday, I think.
I did hear the first one was really hard.
Yeah, that was the thing about it. I never really knew anybody who got that into it because it was so difficult.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like this one's going to be that much easier either.
No.
Based on some of the stuff it shows off.
But the first one I think I never really gave it a full-on chance because it was so kind of scudgy.
Yeah.
Like it was all brown and black and dark and gross. And I kind of like the way this looks is a little bit more
This looks a lot nicer.
Yeah, a little bit more interesting. So, yep. March 31st. Let's see. We also got so I don't know. This game is probably going to be garbage, but this game called Obey the Insect God, and it appears to be a game where it's like a side scroller, but they've done that they're using that technique from back in the old days where they just did kind of weird motion capture of a person in a costume.
It's fucking Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero is what it looks like.
Sort of. It looks worse than that though.
No, yeah.
And it's so pulled back. I don't know why it's not closer.
I think it's to hide the fact that it looks worse.
Yeah. I don't know. I appreciate it. What it made me think of with the way that the costumes were was there was an old, it was like an old hologram time travel game in the arcades.
Oh.
And I don't remember what it was called.
I know what you're talking about too, actually.
Yeah. But this is coming out April 10th, and I don't know. It looks terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Also kind of charming in a way that reminds me of how bad games used to look. So
yeah, it's got a very nostalgic thing for me because I did play that Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero game a lot when I was younger.
Of course.
And so this is just hilarious.
You played it in the collection when we played it.
We did, yeah.
And I played the one with Jax, and it was fucking terrible.
They're both not very good, dude.
We also got another throwback game, Mr. Sleepy Man. This came out last week. Appears it's kind of what I guess N64 style. You're playing as a little
I can see that, yeah.
sleepy guy that's running around just causing chaos, kind of Untitled Goose Game style. Interesting stuff.
And yeah, you're much smaller than like the rest of the residents because you are still a person. You're not like an animal.
And it's
everybody's
very,
like huge,
very weird looking, very liquid television. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah,
game.
actually, yeah. It's like a fusion of that Simpsons Hit and Run and kind of the Conquerors almost.
Yeah,
with that 64-ness of it.
I can see that. That's out right now. So yeah, check it out. Let's see. This is weird. Have you ever seen this thing? Have you ever seen this thing online that's like, okay, there's a snail, like. You make a deal.
Oh no!
You get to be immortal, but there's a snail that is always coming for you, and if it ever touches you, you die immediately.
Actually, the way that started, it was a 1 million butt from Rooster Teeth. They're actually the ones who started that.
Oh, okay.
Because what it was is like you get $1 million, but there's a snail that follows you,
right? And
then if it touches you, die. And then it turned into like different versions of like what you get for it.
Somebody made a game that's like one of those desktop like games that runs over your desktop called Don't Touch the Snail.
Oh, okay.
Where there's a little snail that is slowly going towards your cursor, and if it ever touches your cursor, apparently the game is over. It can never be played again.
Oh wow, that's
so
amazing.
While you're playing it, there's like access to like leaderboards and skins and stuff like that. But if the snail ever touches your cursor, the game is over and you can't play again. I'm not entirely sure how that works because I feel like I would
You would hit it on accident pretty easily.
Well,
I think is the idea.
Like, first off, does this mean I have to shut down my computer when I go to bed? Because I don't do that, man. My computer stays on 24/7.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, is there like a pause to it? I don't really 100% know that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that became a huge meme for a long time, to the point where people were like having discussions of what you could do.
Yeah.
One of my favorite discussions is kind of like a Scrooge McDuck idea, which is that like you lock it in like a sub and then like sink it,
Right.
and then just hope it never gets out of it type of thing. A lot of crazy shit like
Put it in
that.
a box, mail that box to yourself, and then when it comes, you smash it with a hammer.
My favorite was like if it gets close, just go on a plane to the other side of the world, hang out there for half a year.
Well, this is just
and
It
then
Follows.
When he does, you go back again.
It's just It Follows. Or when somebody was like, "What? Put it in a jar. Take the jar to Antarctica. Put it in the snow, and then by the time it gets to you, you'll be like, oh, okay, well, there you go."
A lot of that comes down to that. Yeah.
That Dave the Diver in the Jungle thing is technically a content pack for
Yeah.
Dave the Diver. I thought it might have been a sequel. I don't think it was ever.
I thought it was too
100% clear.
originally. Yeah.
But apparently, it's a content pack, and it's coming out without in not too long of a time.
Because it looks so different. That's why I was surprised it wasn't just sequel.
Dave the Diver and company go to a very like lush jungle, kind of South American jungle. It looks like there's some new characters, some new mini games. Looks like they've got kind of the core of the Dave the Diver diving part is still there. I love Dave the Diver so much, and I like the new kind of weapon lady they've got.
It was such a charming little game.
Yeah, so much fun. So I'll definitely be getting that. It's coming out May 18th. So yeah.
No, that's July, I think. No, June.
June.
Because the 6th is June.
June 18th. June 18th. Yeah. Yeah. Keep an eye out. Let's see. Anomaly President has an early access release. I don't know. This is a weird one. There's a game called Anomaly Agent that's about this guy, this kind of redheaded guy with
looks
real
like Fry.
lanky. Sort of.
He's got Fry's haircut.
He's got a real pointy nose. He's got a real pointy nose. And it's kind of a side-scrolling game. So Anomaly Agent was like a weird kind of action game that I kept meaning to put on the channel at some point. And apparently there's a sequel now called Anomaly President, where you're trying to become the president and you're doing a bunch of what kind of looks like Dave the Diver weird minigame shit, as well as some side-scrolling action stuff, as well as references to other stuff like they got an Akira motorcycle there. So yeah, August 3rd, it's going to be going into early access.
Yeah, the art for that guy is way different than what he looks like character model wise.
Yes.
Interesting.
I only know him because I've bought Anomaly Agent, and every time I didn't have anything to do, I was like, is this the time to pull this out?
Okay.
Never did, and probably never will.
Looks like we're going to have to eventually.
Let's see. You know what? Some of the stuff I have down here is kind of just bleh. I tell you what, we'll go with Revamp here.
Oh, I heard about this game.
This is a tower defense game that's being made by one of the developers from Moonlighter and Cataclysmo, so it's another one of these developer team-ups. It's a tower defense game where you build a kind of a Castlevania world, and apparently you can also just go in as Dracula to kill the people coming into your world.
The way it was described in in the announcement that I saw, it's like you are making Castlevania for characters that are coming to try to kill you.
Yes.
And then you yourself are Dracula.
Yes.
And so you can make like, because it has that same layout, that original Castlevania. Because this is the thing a lot of people forget about Castlevania, is that it's actually a really simple map. The original Castlevania. It's a series of squares essentially that just have different things in it. So that's what you're doing instead. And I think that's a really fun idea if you're into that sort of builder type thing.
Yeah, it also, I don't know, it seems like it could be fun. So I don't know. I never got fully on board tower defense as a genre, but I like the theming of it. They did a good job with all the art style and the way that it looks. It looks interesting.
Yeah,
so
this is a better way of doing the tower defense idea, in my opinion.
Yes. No release date, but we've got a wish list now. And then let's see. Let's wrap it up with an update for Satisfactory. They put out a 13-minute 1.2 update.
You going back in, Jeff?
No. I mean, the thing is that the stuff they're adding is so consequential that I'm like, if I wait longer, they'll add even better stuff.
That's fair, actually. Yeah.
So one of the first things that they did, it's a whole skit. It was entertaining. You guys should watch it. Okay. First, they put in a porta potty. The porta potty is a spawn point that you could build in various places.
So it makes it like easier to okay.
So instead of having to respawn at your base every time, you could like put it down in case you're getting ready to do something really dangerous.
That's fun.
The second thing is really, really, really useful. They're building there's a new track system for the vehicles in the game. So when you play the game and you have a vehicle, you can drive you can hit the record button, drive from one place to another, and then hit stop and then say, I want you to do that. And it'll go through that. So you can have it pick stuff up from one place and go to another one. They now have the ability to put down splines, like to just put, like instead of having to drive it, you can just draw
the line.
And I'm like, oh, because as it was like, you get stuck on the geometry. You had to drive perfectly.
Yeah.
And you could delete some waypoints, but it wouldn't necessarily work super great. But like when they showed this huge highway with a bunch of things crisscrossing, I'm like, I do kind of want to go back in because
that would change everything.
I only had one truck because I couldn't trust any of them to ever get close to each other without flying up in the air.
I love these fucking glitches that are part of this trailer, though.
Yeah, there's like, let's remember what used to happen back in the old days.
That's hilarious.
So they have that. They also, as part of that, have a new. They have a new fluid truck. So now instead of using pipes everywhere, you can have a truck that picks up fluid from one area and takes to another, which once you get to the oil part is very, very important because it means you can do your oil processing in your main facility instead of having to do it somewhere else.
That's fascinating.
You didn't have a way to transport it yet. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a great thing.
Is that a Buc-ee's?
That's a Buc-ee's. They're talking about pretending you have a Buc-ee's. There's also new weather. They put in rain, so you can have dynamic weather, and it can turn it on or turn it off if you feel like it. They also have a thing. There's a randomizer where you can randomize the resource patches, so that it's not always the metal isn't always in the same place.
Yeah.
So that you have to, kind of the map is still the same, but you have to go around and find where the resources are instead of just knowing if you played it a whole bunch of times. So,
okay.
They also have, and Michael, I don't know, this might be the most consequential thing that they talked about. And anybody who's listening to this is going to be like, Jeff, this sounds dull as shit. And people who play Satisfactory are going to be like, they're going to do Leonardo DiCaprio meme at me. You can daisy chain power cables between facilities. So if you have two like processors next to each other, it used to be that you had to build a pole. And then that pole would have a wire going into it. And you had to have one wire that went to one, and one that went to the other.
I remember
now
that.
you could just like chain them together like fucking Christmas lights, and then put them into one pole with the power instead of having to build a billion fucking poles everywhere.
Yeah, that
and
was
I'm like,
annoying looking when I saw you doing that. Yeah.
That's close, man. That's close to getting me to fucking reinstall on this shit.
Yeah, fucking hell.
But I'm like, I can't. There's a reason I installed it. You can also paint signs now. So there's like it's called like Zoop, where you when you put stuff down, like if you want to draw a wall where you just set the first wall, and then as you move your cursor, it just makes wall.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can now do that with screens. So you can just put screens all over the place if you
nice.
want.
Man, they put a lot of work into this update.
And there's a new photo mode. There's a new extended photo mode that lets you have different kind of stuff. So,
nice.
Yep. And it's in beta right now. And then they had some little outtakes at the end, which was pretty fun. So, yeah, it was a fun little update. Now that I've played Satisfactory almost to completion.
You find it satisfactory, Jeff?
I now can watch these updates and know what's going on. Oh, fuck, we're out of time. Okay. Xbox Game Pass March Wave 2 got announced. It is... South of Midnight's coming back. The Altars is coming on March 18th. Disco Elysium is on 19th. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth on 24th. Absalom is on the 25th. Absalom is rad. Everybody should play Absalom. Absalom rules so hard. Resident Evil 7, March 31st. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is coming back April 2nd. And Final Fantasy 4 on April 7th.
My favorite. Why would you skip Barbie Horse Trials, though, Jeff?
I skipped Barbie Horse Trials as well as DreamWorks Gabby's Dollhouse Ready to Party.
Everybody loves Barbie Horse Trails.
That Double Fine game where you play as a pot has a release date.
I forgot that was happening.
Yep. Kiln. April 23rd. It's going to be $20 American to play. I don't have high hopes for Kiln.
I don't either, because I forgot its very existence.
And then that's good. The rest of this is just kind of some random stuff, so I can get through pretty quick. You know that when they do that thing where they're decompiling N64 games and then making them run natively on the PC?
Yeah.
They did it with the Animal Crossing GameCube version.
Oh, nice.
So if you have the ROM, if you have a legally dumped ROM
Yes.
of the GameCube Animal Crossing,
This is important, kids. You can't sue us, Nintendo.
run it through this thing, and you basically get like a version of Animal Crossing from the GameCube that is running natively, not through an emulator, which means you can do things like ultra wide screen formats and like controller mapping and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, if you want to do, and I was like, well, glad I didn't start the Switch 2 Animal Crossing.
Now you can play normal Animal Crossing and change the time and everything.
You know those GeoGuessr games?
Yeah.
There's a browser game that's called Game World Guesser, and where they basically are doing GeoGuessr, but for like Baldur's Gate, Rocket League, and Valorant.
I actually really love that as an idea.
So you get three choices. So they give you like the different maps, and then you pick a map, and then you pick where you think it is, and it tells you where you, if like it's like and you submit your guess. And it's like, nope, wrong map, wrong distance, wrong everything.
Yeah,
so
that's really cool, actually.
Yep.
That's
so
really
they're going to
fun.
add new stuff in there.
I could make that for a while.
There's a wholesome story. There's a game called Piece by Piece that was being made by like, what was it? No More Robots, I guess, was or Game Cat. It's just a cozy management sim with a little fox. And the same day, there was a game released on Steam called Piece by Piece.
Oh, God.
From Neon Polygons, which is like a platformer where the levels are different puzzles and you do stuff.
Oh, those poor bastards.
And so in a wholesome thing, they emailed each other, and they decided that it was a fun coincidence, and they promoted each other's games on their socials, and they literally created a bundle on Steam where you can buy both of them for like 20% off the full price.
That's a fantastic, wholesome way this could have ended.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I love that.
And I liked in the comments of this particular Polygon article, someone was like, I picked up the bundle, and I thought Piece by Piece was a lot better than Piece by Piece. So... Because they're spelled exactly the same.
Yeah, there's no like
difference. I don't know how Steam let that happen.
That's shocking that happened.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thomas the Tank Engine game came out last week. And it's got Unreal Physics in it, which means that every so often Thomas and friends just explode and shoot up into the air.
Oh my God.
Because it's like using the Unreal Physics engine to map Thomas and friends on the railways. And so sometimes if you're going too fast, bad stuff happens, and Thomas the Tank Engine just fucking flies up in the air. And that's what's happening.
Holy shit.
In these videos that I'm showing Michael, which is why he's laughing.
This is incredible.
And people are like, please, don't fix it. This is amazing, and I love it.
And people are having a great time. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
That's fucking incredible.
Yep. So, yeah, I just went at the end where the guy just hits, like, it's like a stop, and he's going too fast, and he hits it, and then Thomas just shoots off to one side. Woo!
I like it always just says vehicle services delay or vehicles derailed.
I like that the tweet just says, what the fuck was I thinking? So, yeah. Thomas the Tank Engine, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so happy for them.
Another wholesome story, Michael. I don't know if you saw this. This guy is an indie Steam dev called CakeZ. And he created a game called Tangy TD that was like a little tower defense game. He was like streaming that he made some little games to get some developer experience, and he was doing stuff while he was making this game. He got married. It took him 4 years. He put it out, and he live streamed him checking the Steam stats, and he made like $2,500, and him and his wife were so happy. And then like later on, he logged back in, and it turns out that he looked at the earnings section, and it was $250,000.
Oh my God.
And he was so emotional that he started crying on screen, and his wife came in and hugged him, and people are now just like the game has got overwhelmingly positive reviews, and it's $20, and people are buying the shit out of it because it's such just like
that's so wholesome,
a little wholesome story. So
I'm so happy for this, because game development is so difficult on some people.
Yeah.
And I'm always happy when somebody puts all their love into something,
Yep.
and it works out for them. That's the reason why I was such a big fan of Lethal Company when it first came out.
Yeah.
It was just the guy doing his little passion thing, and then it fucking exploded, and now he's in Fortnite.
Yep. It's great. Guy got a house.
Yeah.
The guy got a house.
Super good for those
making
guys.
a game. And then last but not least, we got a second trailer for that Sekiro anime.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
Sekiro
this.
No Defeat. which is interesting because it looks a lot like the first one. There was some question in the beginning about whether this was going to be, whether this company that has been known to dabble with AI was going to be using any kind of AI. I don't know. I still can't really tell. It doesn't seem like it. It seems just like a meticulous 2D animation, kind of labor of love stuff, but it is really detailed.
Yeah, if there's
in a
any
very specific style.
If there's any AI, I feel like it's the way we want it to be, which is like a tool.
Yeah.
Because the thing about AI that people don't understand, and by people I mean the people who are proponents of AI, is it doesn't know how to do choreography.
Right.
Because a lot of people will be like, I made Superman fight the Hulk or whatever, and they're doing the same dumb little... You'll see this in a lot of the ones that popped up. It's always the same set of punching sequences. They always go like this. People can't see it, but it's like almost like a punch-out way of punching.
Oh, yeah.
And they always do only that the whole entire time.
Uh-huh.
So that's the reason why I'm like, there's no way this would just be AI, because he's doing all these cool flips and all this shit. There's clearly choreography going on in here.
Yeah.
It's like they know what they're doing here.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I hope it's good because I never beat Sekiro and I never did the big lore deep dive in Sekiro. So I'd be more than happy to just watch an anime that is that. As opposed to
I wanted to play it, but I'm like, man, this game looks fucking ridiculously difficult. And even you were like, I didn't finish it. I'm like, well, I got fucked.
I got to the last guy and was like, I don't have enough time in my life for this bullshit. I'm tired.
Exactly. It's like, fuck this shit.
But yeah. And that's it. That's the podcast. We went pretty far over today, but about 15 minutes over. Michael,
I blame DLSS 5.
Yeah, we had too much.
We had way too much to say.
Too
about
much
that.
fun talking about this crappity crap
Oh
hole.
my goodness.
Michael, where can they find you over here talking about DLSS with me?
You can find me on YouTube under Supermaniacs, the Superman podcast I do sometimes, and you can also find me on oneofus.net sometimes. It's a site where we do movie reviews and television reviews.
There you go. And I mean, you already know where to find me, but if you want to find more of both me and Michael, you go to patreon.com/RageSelect. Helps out, kick us some bucks, get some bonus videos in return, especially including Michael and I playing through Resident Evil Requiem. We've been having a great time so far. Michael got to play as Leon this week, and I'm mad about it still.
It was way shorter than we expected.
Ooh, but it looks so fun.
It was awesome.
It looked so fun. It looked like playing Resident Evil 4 with an infinite knife, and that just looks like the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. I don't know, man. You know, it's fine. I could just go back and reload a save and do it myself.
It's true.
But part of me is like, but it's ruined now because you got to do it first. Boo! Anyway, I love Michael, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.